a way. There's a few exceptions to the addresses in Chicago where you're like, why is that there? Or it's like a weird angle street, that kind of stuff can throw you off.
Seven-way intersection or something.
Yeah, but when it's like you're on the north side or north-south street, the numbers line up. Yeah. It is funny to me. I'm like, how do people...
We're just accustomed to going on vibes when we're looking for places to go.
This place is, you would never know.
Yeah, the vibe is, it's not what you think it is.
It's unassuming.
Which is on purpose, I think.
It's on purpose, but it's also like, it's not my house. I rent it.
Gotcha.
So I can only customize it so much. And when you have a lot of equipment or invite people over a lot, you kind of want it to not
keep
be
it
obvious.
on the down low.
Yeah, and most studios are not that obvious.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're in like a really dingy building, and you open it up, and there's $2 million in equipment.
It's beautiful in there.
Yeah, that happens more likely,
Never
more often than not. Jonathan.
Yeah.
Do you want me to call you Jonathan or Bomethius?
Jonathan's great.
Where did Bomethius come from?
Bomethius.
Bomethius. I'm saying it wrong.
Yeah, you can throw ours in there if you want. But
what was his name? Bomethius?
I don't know.
Bomethius.
Bomethius. It is my childhood nickname. And a lot of my music is about familial trauma and living through the childhood that I had and all of that. So out of brand loyalty, I thought I'd reclaim it and make it something else.
It's an interesting name, and just the one name, like Prince,
Yeah.
Madonna,
Mm-hmm.
Bomethius.
There it is.
And where did you grow up? Because I've seen you around the Chicagoland area. Are you from this area?
No, I grew up in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, down in the South.
Okay, and like in the city or like outside of it?
Yeah, in mostly in northern suburbs of Atlanta.
Okay, did Chicago come about because of school or work?
Yeah, so I finished undergrad in violin performance at SMU in Dallas, and I met my wife there. We got married the day she graduated.
Oh, okay.
It was a year after me. And then during the pandemic, we were both teaching. She's a pianist. So we met as violinist, pianist.
Mm-hmm.
And she decided she really didn't enjoy teaching children or just music in general. Teaching music, that is. And so she decided she wanted to, take the LSAT, try to go be a lawyer.
Oh.
So we moved to Chicago for her to pursue that dream.
Oh, so she went to school here?
Yep.
Let me try to guess the school. It's either John Marshall School of Law, Northwestern, University of Chicago. What's some other law schools?
There are actually a lot of law schools here. Yeah.
UIC. Was it any of those?
It was. Yeah, it was one of them.
Man, which one was it? Was it the first one?
It wasn't the first one.
Northwestern, that's my friend.
I'm
so good.
You got it.
I've done this before.
Yeah.
It's easy. I could just see it.
Look at you go.
Yeah, no. You talk to enough people, you can start to guess. It's like people who are, mentalists or, mind readers. Mm-hmm. It's like if you talk to thousands of people and you ask intentional questions, you can start picking up on stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool, though. So you never been to Chicago before?
I had been here as a kid, here and there. So my grandpa was the curator of taxidermy at the Milwaukee Public Museum for 40 years.
Whoa.
And so
that's an oddity job.
Yeah. If you've ever been to that museum, you've seen his work.
Wow.
Which is pretty cool. But he loved Chicago with just all his heart. And so we would come down periodically when I would go up to visit and hang out, and we'd come down. He was obsessed with Uno's Pizza.
Mm-hmm. Uno's, Dewey's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are good spots.
Yeah. So we would come down. He also, as a kid, grew up spending a lot of time at Field Museum.
Okay.
And I think his hope had ultimately been to work at Field, but it just never materialized.
Yeah.
So we would spend a lot of time at Field.
Okay, so taxidermy. So you grew up around a lot of odd things.
Stuffed animals, yeah.
Stuffed animals.
Yeah.
Truly stuffed animals.
Yeah.
Do you think that's where stuffed animals came from?
Yeah.
Like kids' toys?
I think so. It's just kind of like, hey, we're doing this anyway. What do you think about...
That's so odd. Like, it's not bad or good, it's just odd.
Yeah, at least the kids aren't actually playing with the stretched skin.
Yeah, and whatever type of chemicals are used to keep it from going bad.
I'm sure it's good. Formaldehyde.
Yeah, because how does that stuff not decompose?
It's a lot of glue.
Did it ever affect him, dealing with that stuff?
I mean, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to wear wear your mask and all that.
But you said 40 years. There's no way he was wearing proper gear at the beginning because that stuff just wasn't on a priority list back then.
Yeah, we know how they made the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I'm sure the first few
Just
years or decades
all
was,
along. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't talked about safety, the chemicals, the research.
Well, there's also a lot of fiberglass,
which is terrible to breathe in.
Right. So I think there was probably a general sense because it's such a specialized industry that I think you probably have people be like, "Hey, don't breathe that. My Uncle Jimmy breathed that. That shit will fuck you up." You know?
It is specialized. It's not like a broader industry, like construction, where people were really late to like hearing protection and masks and helmets and stuff.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's an interesting upbringing.
It
so
is.
You were maybe like late 20s then?
I am. Yeah. I turned 30 this year.
Oh, cool. Okay. So you're the end of the millennials, more like a Gen Z. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, just getting a feel for.
We're kind of right in there in the no man's land.
Yeah. What are they called? No, not Zillennial. Yeah, Zillennials.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never heard that term.
That's what they call people like that 95 to 97.
That's where I am.
Okay.
96.
So born near Atlanta. You came up. So when did you come to Chicago? You said around the pandemic.
August of 2021.
Okay. So it was starting to open up and be a little bit more normal by that point.
You could go places, but you still had to have your Vax card.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And you've been playing violin, I'm assuming, since you were like 5 or 6. 3. We talked about that before. Most people are like 5, 6.
Yeah, I think that's
you were 3.
Much more reasonable age to start.
Were you like a big 3-year-old? How did you properly...
I didn't.
Hold it or have dexterity?
No, that's not happening.
So was it a crappy violin and they trust you with the violin to not smash it at that age?
I mean, I was aware of what I was doing, and I was, like I remember I came out of my first lesson and my teacher had introduced me to the bow hold, how to hold the instrument generally, rest position, and the names of the strings. And I came out and I remember my mother was like, "How was it?" And I was like, I think it's great. I'm ready to play Star Wars. We don't need to come back.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
We've got it.
Yeah.
All I really wanted to do was just play John Williams scores as a kid. Like that was
That's what inspired.
That was the thrust.
Well, I mean, you can only be so inspired at 3. It had to have been parents or adults telling you that you should play.
It was mostly brainwashing. And then it's kind of like and I watch it because now I teach violin, so I'm kind of part of the same problem in a lot of ways. But you kind of watch it dawn on a kid who maybe had visions of grandeur as they realize that the violin is uncomfortable and really hard and unforgiving. Mm-hmm. And you just kind of like watch all their dreams melt. And there's a sense of like, how's that feel?
You like that feeling? Like, I went through it, now you
There's a little, I mean, I don't love it, but it's a little funny to be like, it happens to everybody. I'm sorry.
Yeah, especially violin. That's, in my book, one of the hardest instruments in the world.
Stupid way to hold something.
Yeah.
Just like give yourself scoliosis immediately.
It's not natural. Also, give yourself hearing damage in your left ear.
In your left ear, yeah.
Which most violinists get a notch at the resonant frequency of the violin in their ear. Like I believe it's probably like between 4 and 8K. You'll get like a dip, a notch and loss. Yeah. Because that's what's getting amplified the most. And it's where you're most sensitive.
Right.
Just so happens like the actual pitch of it is also where you're most sensitive. And then you shove it into your ear and you lean
all
into
the
it.
Time.
And
it's
you got
perfect.
in order to get good at it, you play like hours and hours, like way more than other instruments.
Right. Yeah.
What a terrible, terrible thing.
Yeah. So I feel like
we're like bashing it.
No, I mean I hate it. I've also feel like as a teacher, because I've taught basically since I was 14, I've been teaching. Wow. But there's a certain amount of like being a horrible businessman where it's like people will come to me, we really want our little Jimothy to study the violin with you. And it's like, no, you don't. They're like, yeah, we do. And it's like, okay, here's the list of things you have to do. If you really want to do that, are you sure? And you kind of like watch it dawn on them that like maybe we don't. Mm-hmm. But if you don't start with that, like it's a really expensive thing to get into.
Yeah, expensive, time-consuming lessons. Because it's my guess, you would know better, because it's a more specific instrument, not as common. Everyone knows about the violin, but it's not as common for people to play like guitar, bass, drums, piano.
Sure, it's not as accessible.
That you're going to have to pay more money per hour for the training.
Yeah.
Because it's a more rare,
it's more
specialized thing.
But it's also just kind of the privileged nature of classical music.
Yeah.
It's kind of gate kept. And one of the ways that they do it is financially.
Yeah. Was that a thing when you were younger? Like, was that hard for your parents at all? Or your family? Were they into music?
It was definitely a big sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were they musicians?
Sort of. Not really.
No.
Sort of.
Any siblings that were?
We were all forced to play.
All.
Yeah. So my sister Caroline, she plays the cello.
Okay.
And she sings. She actually, on the next record that's coming out, she sings a bunch on this record.
Cool.
She also sang a bunch on the last record. So it's been this really neat process of being able to kind of, growing up, we were not close. We're kind of pitted against each other in our family.
Older or younger?
I'm the oldest.
Okay.
So she's second born. But yeah, it's been kind of nice to reconnect over and through music together.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely something that we've had to kind of make our own thing, because especially growing up in like the systems and culture that we grew up in, which is like very neo-Calvinist, evangelical, fundamentalist Christian culture in the South. So there are a lot of racial elements involved in that as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's a sense in which you're kind of being molded all the time to be someone who isn't you. You're always kind of being forced into a mold.
Mm-hmm.
And music was definitely part of that in a way. It was kind of an apparatus of that system. And you see it a lot actually in fundamentalist families where all the kids play violin.
Really?
Or cello or something. And it's this sense in which we're sort of, it sort of plays into kind of the racial dynamics and the privilege of classical music, where it's like this is a status symbol, and this is what white people have done for hundreds of years, and white people actually do music best. And so,
makes you also like perceived people being like better.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you have this skill, you have the time and the money,
exactly.
your family to invest in that.
Right.
And because it's considered like a really beautiful music, it's like edifying the Lord.
Exactly.
You're doing the name of God.
Right. It's holy.
Holy.
Yeah.
Even though those instruments didn't exist when Jesus was around.
No, they did.
Did they really? They had cello
and Jesus
2,000 years ago? I don't think they did. But
no, so
Jesus was totally white.
Yeah, he was. There's a sense though for us in which we've kind of had to make it our own thing. Like even going to a celebrated music school to get a degree in violin performance, like there's an expectation that if you're going out to get a job after getting that degree, you're going to play in a symphony orchestra. I don't do that. I have no interest in doing that. I've never wanted to do that.
You never wanted to? What did you want to do with that skill since you had it your whole life?
I wanted to make my own music. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I wanted to find a way to do that. And having the degree gave me kind of the certification to teach in a way that was sort of sustainable. And because you can make a pretty good living wage just teaching, you don't have to eat up your day working a 9 to 5.
Right.
So you do have time to create music and do the things that you want to do in that creative space.
And the other hours, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever consider like graduate school with that focus?
No. And the reason is that so often in the classical music space, what people end up doing is that they don't actually have the skill set necessary to succeed in the terms of like, according to the rules in which the game has been played, like how the board has been set. It's not really going to happen. And so what ends up happening is people just kind of take shelter in the ivory tower of academia, and they just keep getting degrees until
they have a DWA.
And it's like, what do we do now? Yeah. And sometimes they end up just like teaching for the university because they're like, well, we know you because you've been here for 12 years. But like very few of those people are actually employable. Like anytime, if they're trying to play the big D1 symphony orchestra game, like it's just almost never going to happen.
Yeah. It's like a lot of top tier industries where in order to get into orchestras now, it's almost like you have to have at least like a master's, like the top orchestras, like a Chicago Symphony Orchestra.
Yeah. But even then, like I've known incredible violinists who had to switch to viola before they got that job. And
exactly.
I mean, that actually just very recently happened at the Chicago Symphony.
Really?
It's an incredible violinist I know. He plays viola for the Chicago Symphony.
Wow.
And it's great. I'm so glad that he has the job.
Great paying job.
But it's also representative of the fact that one of the best violinists like
Around,
of my
yeah.
age, you know, that I've ever met, like not good enough to get in as a violinist.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like, it's not that you're not good enough. It's just the people that have that job are going to stay in it until they die.
Forever.
So you're
It's
never going to,
like
it's never going to be open.
It's like what they call the Supreme Court justice job.
Yeah.
Like you just have it forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old bassist, principal bassist, what was his name? Joe Guastafano? I forget. He was my friend Jason's like mentor and trained him and taught him and let him, he lent him like an upright bass from like 1770.
Nice.
From like Czechoslovakia with like a lion's mane as the headstock, like just crazy cool stuff.
Yeah.
But my friend, he's an amazing upright bass player and has been playing in orchestras for 15 years, but could never really get into the higher ones because he didn't finish school in that, you know, even though he has the skill for it. And yeah, the degree thing is weird with music because it's like, as you know, all music is more about is practicing, playing, performing. You know, like a piece of paper is not going to really show you how good someone is at their instrument.
Yeah.
Versus people who just play all day, every day, gig. They're the better musicians than someone who stayed in practice halls and took classes and studied it in theory, but not in practice as much.
Yeah.
Because you can only do so much in practice if you're just in classrooms and do a bachelor's or master's. Doctorate of Musical Arts.
I think sometimes, yeah. I mean, there's like a joke in the classical music world where if someone introduces themselves as doctor, they can't play.
Yeah.
So you're just like, don't worry.
If you
he's
introduce
compensating.
yourself as doctor and anything else but an actual medical doctor,
Yeah, we're probably compensating.
yeah, anything. If you a doctorate in history, it's like only say that the first day of class doing the syllabus, and then let them know, like, but you don't have to call me doctor. I'm just letting you know my credentials.
Right.
And that's the
we can
best way you
establish
can go.
your credentials.
That's
That's
what I tell
fine.
my
Yeah.
students. Like, you don't have to call me professor. I mean, you
Right.
can, but like, I really don't care. Just
Kinda
call me
weird.
Ben.
Yeah.
Like, I want you to understand we're on the same level. I'm not
Right.
better than you. I'm older and done more.
Yeah.
But that's it.
And that's why we're here.
Yeah,
But
I'm just
this
trying to-
doesn't need to be part of the power
No,
dynamic. Like,
I
get
hate
rid of
that.
this.
I hate
It's
that
like
so much.
performative gesture that's constantly like establishing, reestablishing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I don't need them to give me power and let me know like how important I am. It's like,
Fealty.
I'm here because I know what I accomplished. You guys have nothing to do with that. So I don't need that.
I wish those kinds of people would just carry around a ring that said doctor on it and like force you to kiss it. It's just like they're just always just like
Yeah, the forcing of like doctor or professor to your students or your clients is so strange. You know,
It is
yeah, like I said, you can bring it up the one time to let them know like your credentials, and then just move on.
Yeah.
Unless you're a medical doctor doing procedures or giving advice, you should not have to do that.
let it go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think the larger point I was attempting to make before we kind of got lost is that what I've chosen to do with music and in music is very much not what was maybe kind of decided for me at various stages of my life.
And how do your parents? How are they about it?
I don't talk to them.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
There's no relationship there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to go far in that if you don't want to. But
I mean,
I didn't know that.
yeah, it's a lot of what my music is sort of about is navigating estrangement.
That's what you brought up earlier.
Yeah,
Okay.
navigating estrangement, navigating narcissistic family systems, and just kind of the destructive nature of what the people that were supposed to be closest to you and love you the most, what those people can actually do when none of those things are true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it? I don't want to pry, but does it have to do with what you brought up earlier, like more like the fundamental Christian
No, it's
part
all
of things?
interwoven.
Okay.
It's kind of like a tragedy that you can't really untangle from any of the disparate parts, any of the discrete parts. Like they're all kind of congealed.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
could be a big problem. I grew up in a very Christian household too, but luckily my parents, it was more like my mom grew up in that world. My grandfather was a reverend, but they were of like the non-denominational Christian that was very accepting to others. And if you have tattoos or were an alcoholic, but you're trying to change your life, like they're very cool about all the lowest what we would call the lowest people in society that are trying to like change their life around. They're more about that and not super judgmental and casting,
There was no hatred for the gays?
No, not in the way. It was more like they don't know what to do with that, but not like hatred.
Okay, yeah,
not
yeah,
like
all
evil
right.
things or
Right.
like nasty stuff said, but also just like they just could never figure out what to do
Yeah.
with that.
No, I got you.
But
I know
also
what you're
like if
talking
someone was and around, they still wouldn't say anything.
Right.
They're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Or like if you're over 21 and you smoke or drink, as long as you're like cool and peaceful about it, they're not going to really say much. If you're acting belligerent, just like any parent would, they'd be like, "What's up with that person?"
Yeah.
But they weren't really bad about it and had great examples of showing like people changing their lives around and community. Almost like the religious part of it, the Protestant part of it was a foundation for like community and like helping each other out.
Yeah.
And with a little bit of, stuff where you're like, that sounds counterintuitive or it sounds hypocritical. But that's the stuff you question as a kid.
Sure.
And now as an adult, I could talk to them freely and they don't bother me about it. But
That does sound like a much more open environment.
It was.
A little healthier.
It was.
Yeah.
There was very few things that really messed with my head relative to other people I know, like what you brought up.
Yeah.
And I know other people, I could relate to it to a certain point. So I also went to like a private Baptist school.
Okay.
And went to church every Sunday school.
Yeah.
Christian camps. I was in Awanas. You probably know about Awanas, right?
I don't know about them.
Is it like a youth group, like a national youth group for churches?
Oh, okay.
And you would just do like, Bible verses. You get certain points. You can go to a camp at the end in the summertime with those points, stuff like that.
I see. Okay.
So it was fun. It was a lot of fun. It was a good balance of religion, but then like community, activity, sports, a lot of potlucks, giving people in the community help. We'd always go to Section 8 housings on holidays to hand out free food.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like a good version of like
all
what
of
a
that
church
sounds really nice.
Yeah.
When I was like 7 years old, I went to a men's retreat with my father where we learned about which Confederate generals we ought to emulate in order to be righteous and godly.
That's so different from the men's retreats I went to.
Yeah.
Where we just did like an obstacle course,
Uh-huh.
played volleyball, maybe had like an hour or two of like praise and worship where I got to play my guitar for the songs.
That sounds nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it was more about like just making sure men have a place together and like can have fun and
So
just
that
be
Jordan
boys.
Peterson doesn't happen.
Yeah, yeah. Stuff extreme like that or worse, like what you just said is, I think, worse than Jordan Peterson.
No, I know.
That's what you just said is scary.
Yeah.
Because I went to those things too, but it was not like that.
Yeah.
And you also, Atlanta,
Right.
Georgia.
It's all in there. It's all in there.
Different world than Chicago. My dad's he's Mexican, so it was like that type of stuff was never. There was no conversation about which
Which side to be on.
It was more just like, which warehouse are you going to work at for the rest of your life? Because that's what my dad did for 40 years. Like, it was that kind of thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so there's a spectrum of religion.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate the community, the help, the social, social positive reinforcement, and the accepting of people making mistakes and like sin and not doing a blanket sin statement where like if you do this, this, and that, you're so bad,
Right?
Because it's too hypocritical when you start doing that. No one's perfect. To me, if someone's gossiping in a negative way about someone, that's a mean, evil sin to me.
Yeah.
But they won't see it that way. But if you're smoking a cigarette, they'll, damn you to hell.
Sure.
It's like, but you're spreading these rumors and hurting people's feelings, and I'm just enjoying a drag by myself and not affecting anyone.
I'm just fucking up my own lungs.
Yeah.
And maybe like those are the people passing us by. But
if you're outside, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just like, I don't know, they're too hypocritical all the time.
Yeah.
And I couldn't handle it. I got older and I was just like, as a teenager, I would question all of it. Like, what's with these
sort of dogmatic sense of
nasty
like,
things
these
you
are
say
the
about
thing.
people and the talking bad about them. I was like, didn't Jesus hang out with like the worst people, air quotes, worst people, and try to help the underdog, the common person, the person who's been screwed by the system? Like, isn't that what we're supposed to do?
Yeah.
So if you live like that, then it's a positive thing, like helping people out. If you have more than others, maybe give your time. If you don't have enough money, you can always give time or space.
Yeah.
But
the
it gets
sense
extreme.
of meaning, the sense of belonging that you can get from having a community and all that. Like
Playing games,
that's
having snacks, reading a couple positive Bible verses. They never show you the crazy ones. Or they never show you Song of Solomon, I'll tell you that. They keep that one away from the kids.
I found that as a kid, and I was like,
I didn't know what it meant
Is this in
because I'm
here?
reading, old King James version. So you're like, it's too flowery of poetry.
too many ye's.
Yeah, I can't make sense of it. So
Just let it go.
yeah. But what you experienced, it sounds like, was the extreme side of things in this country,
Yeah.
And I could see why that pushed you far away. Is that why you went to Texas, or is this something that...
No, Texas was, I went to high school in Austin. We just kind of moved.
Oh, you moved
Yeah.
from Atlanta.
And then we were in Texas for a while.
So you were in Austin before it boomed the last 5-6 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was kind of in Austin right at the end of the golden era. I mean, people that are from there would disagree. I feel like I was in there before it like totally stopped being cool at all.
When did you move there?
Like 2011, 2012.
Okay.
Somewhere in there.
Okay.
So yeah,
did you go to South by Southwest?
I
down there?
never went to.
Maybe too young for it. Or
Even as a I remember the first. I never went to concerts. We just never did.
Okay.
Which, when you come from a big family, there's just no resources. It doesn't happen. So like the first show I ever saw was Muse. It was in Austin, but I was already in college by the time I saw it. That's the first show I'd ever seen. The first two violinists I ever saw that were like real soloists, I saw Kavakos and Perlman in like the same week, but I was already in college. Like I didn't grow up seeing things like that. And that's just kind of a product of like the scarcity of resources.
So it was mostly music through the church then?
And just at home.
At home.
I took private lessons most of my life, which is a huge thing. That's a huge privilege, a huge thing to have access to.
Should have took some of that private lesson money and went to concerts with it.
Yeah. There are a lot of different things that we could have done with that money, and I don't want to delve into
of course,
how dark and awful things are, but in terms of kind of finding my way towards the music that I wanted, it was very much kind of forming friendships and relationships kind of outside the immediate family and sort of slowly piecing things together. For example, like my Uncle Ben, he gave me just a stack of burned CDs. I was like 9 years old. And he was like, I want you to go home. I want you to put this record, this CD in your CD player, close the blinds, shut the door to your room, sit on your bed, and listen to it. And I did. And that record was Noble Beast by Andrew Bird.
Okay.
And I sat there and I listened to the whole thing. And up until then, like, I always loved music. It was actually like popular music, like the Beach Boys, the Beatles, things like that. It was something cool that my father and I like had together. But I didn't really know records. I just knew songs. I also loved Johnny Cash. But I didn't know records because these weren't really the kinds of artists. Like, there were always compilation CDs. Like the Beatles had just put out one. So, like, growing up, I spun one all the time. But that's not a record. Like, that's a compilation.
Hits, compilation.
Yeah. I guess I sort of listened to Summer Days, Summer Nights, but I didn't really think of it as a record. I don't know. I had never really taken in a work and been like, this is its own thing. It's making a statement.
Yeah.
Andrew Bird's Noble Beast is the first one.
Okay.
And my Uncle Ben was the reason that I even like had access to that or was exposed to it. And then just like every time I'd see him, go over to a grandparents' house or whatever, he'd be like, what'd you think of these things? And I'd be like, I really liked this and this. And you're like, all right, here's 5 more of
Was he
these
younger?
things. Yeah. So he's kind of like my older brother.
Yeah,
He's
that
kinda-
sounds like a younger
yeah.
uncle thing. Because, going around was he going around parents' back with that?
No, but
they were
it was-
okay with secular music?
They didn't. Yeah, no, they were always okay with it.
Okay.
That was kind of the funny, weird part about the portion of fundamentalism we kind of lived in. Like, we didn't exclusively listen to Christian music.
Yeah.
As a very small kid, I watched Terminator 2 Judgment Day because my father thought that would make me a man or something. Like,
I mean, it's one of the best movies. It's one of the best action sci-fi movies ever
but
made.
If you're a little guy and you're just like, why is Arnold Schwarzenegger naked? Like, what's going on? Like,
They don't show it. Yeah, they just show everything but him.
Why are we looking at Arnold Schwarzenegger's ass? Was the question in my head, and why is this making me a man?
When I got to watch that with my dad as a kid, I loved it. I was like, this movie's so cool.
No, it was cool, but it was a little bewildering.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I had the same experience. It was like everything was Christian music. All my concerts were Christian music. Newsboys, Carmen, Avalon, just all like Jars of Clay, all these Christian rock stuff. But with film or TV, something they just let it didn't make any sense. We had basic TV, so we can only watch such bad of things, but we still got to watch like more mature comedies and things like that. I never understood it. It was bizarre. And when my mom wasn't around, my dad he'd rent the rated R movies, the Judge Dredd's and the Demolition Man,
and it was fun and cool, but it was just you kind of sat being like, so what do we believe? Exactly?
Yeah, it's confusing. Like what? It doesn't make any sense.
What exactly is going on here?
Yeah, like that movie has swearing in it and blood, but then you're telling me I can't swear or fight with anyone and to
And you keep telling me not to murder people.
Yeah, but I keep seeing this murdering things, and you keep telling me don't look at women, but then I see all these hot women in these movies and TV shows. Like, what am I supposed to do with this?
It's very confusing.
That's the hypocritical parts of it.
Yeah,
that's what drives me crazy. I would rather have my parents just be transparent and explain. Listen. Yeah, just explain it. Explain art. Explain why this stuff happens. How you should digest it. How it's not real, and how you shouldn't take that and have it be a map for your life.
Right.
Because it's not. It's make believe. Same with video games. All that stuff. But I don't know why parents won't have. Some do, but not enough. Some do. I don't think they do.
There's just kind of this sense in which I feel like so many parents that, at least, it seems less like the go-to, but also I think I'm just so far removed from the culture I grew up in and around now. But there's just a general thoughtlessness that accompanied the decision to have children, where it was just sort of like, well, this is the ultimate purpose of my life, so I need to do it as soon as possible. And then, oh, fuck, I don't really know what I'm doing, and things are going wrong, and whatever. And it inspires kind of a disposition that I've described as manic indifference for a long time, where you can't really care, and there's just kind of this sense of just kind of plowing forth and also not really accomplish anything, and not setting your kids up for success.
Yeah,
and it's just kind of happening,
and using religion, as a parenting tool, as I'll let that raise my kids because it has all these rules already set up, so I don't have to do that. I'd be like, well, the Bible says it. Using that as a scapegoat, because God said so or the Bible said so. What most of the parents say that don't know the Bible that well. Yeah, they're using the quotes wrong. And they're using it as a babysitting service without articulating or explaining the history of it, the other books around the world that were written around the same time,
the greater context of
all of it, of it. Why not talk about it? The kid will have a better understanding of their reality if you just do that and be more transparent. Yeah. And instead of letting, again, the air quotes church, whatever that religion might be, raise the kids for you, and scaring them to death with the fear of God and sin
hell.
And hell.
Yeah.
All the times it's that's a sin, you're going to go to hell. It's
what? Hell is such a huge part of the mechanism. It's really,
fear.
It's really frightening.
Fear and death. And it's not. And then a lot of people, I've realized, not all, but they tend to live a weird life where they're not living in the moment or for themselves. They're always living out of fear or whatever version of God.
Fear, worry, self-hatred,
judging
shame.
Others. Well, you're not being Christian.
A bunch of projection. Yeah,
it's not. I don't get the extreme versions.
It robs people of their lives.
It sure does.
And you watch it take its toll. But there's such a degree of I don't know. I can't remember words now. But there's just this sense that they can't see it. No. They're too close to it. So you're just watching them kind of repeat the same cycle ad nauseum, and eventually it's well, can't do anything here. Let's move along.
Yeah. So you don't have much of a Southern draw. Did you lose that?
I never had it.
You older generation, or not old generation. You're a younger generation, because it seems like if you grow up with the internet and smart technology, and access to other accents, you don't have as much of your local accent. That's been a common thing the last 100 years for people.
The family around which I grew up were sort of from like California and sort of from Wisconsin and so then when they had gotten to Atlanta, there's just kind of that like it was like compression of all the accents into just kind of what I sound like, I guess. But it's just kind of like we didn't really have one.
Maybe the people around you.
Or people around us certainly did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's certainly happening, and it's like just kind of a silly like, oh, weird. But
I wonder if playing violin had anything to do with your accent because of having such a high-end...
Are you trying to say I sound deaf?
No, such a high-end ability to hear pitch and recognition of that intelligibility of speech. Yeah. You might have picked up more on like the neutral accent of America through pop culture.
That's possible.
Because I'm assuming you have a good ear. Do you have perfect pitch or relative pitch?
I have relative. I don't have perfect. And I'm kind of glad I don't have perfect.
Thank you for saying that. Yeah. I have been thinking about this a lot because I somehow had 4 students that had perfect pitch in my classroom, which is like 1 in 10 quadrillion of the stats of that happening.
Yeah.
It's 1 in 10,000 for one person. You times that by 10, by 10, by 10, by 10.
Yeah, that's wild.
My students were not impressed with how insane that was. I don't know why. Like, you guys don't understand. Like,
they're not appreciating.
Like, getting 1 student in your lifetime that's perfect pitch is crazy. Getting 2
is like getting Paul, Ringo, George, and John
all together in one classroom accidentally. But I've been realizing that anything that's perfect, I believe nothing is perfect, but if you do have a perfect pitch or perfect rhythm, things like that, it will drive you kind of crazy. They're the most agitated people. They get like physically discomfort when things are not in pitch or in key or in tune, which nothing ever really is, to be honest.
Pythagoras already proved it. Yeah, it's never going to work.
It's never going to happen. Yeah. But therefore, you're always kind of stressed, an underlining like anxiety, frustration with other people. Like, why can't you just, it's like nothing is. Same thing with rhythm. That's why I don't like metronomes. You heard it here first. I hate them. How do you feel about metronomes?
My sense of metronomes were really transformed. Carol Kay, the bass player for the Wrecking Crew that played on like Pet Sounds and all those records. I saw a video interview with her about her bass playing because it's incredible, and she turned on the metronome and started playing along with it, and it essentially made the point that like that you're in the pocket when you're making something as mechanical and lifeless as the metronome feel musical. And she started playing with the metronome, and it was like musical. And the moment I saw that, there was a sense of like, yes, this is a tool that can be used and shaped, and it can shape how we approach music making with other people. It is its own horrible thing, though. Like, it can, the propensity it has to fuck things up is like huge.
Or make people obsessed with trying to somehow fit within the perfect timing of it.
And then like when you turn on John Bonham and try to put a metronome underneath, it's like, it's not working, but it sounds good. What's that? Like you watch people's brains kind of break because they think that there's one way to do this. And the grid is not the only way to do this.
No, and everything about our tempo of our lives ebbs and flows within these little micro distances.
Exactly.
And my thing I always tell students, clients, friends that are obsessed with metronome and playing to it, as I say, when you are at home tonight or when you're in your car, do you ever sit there and listen to music and wonder, like, I wonder if they played to a metronome?
Sometimes, yeah.
You're like 1% of 1% of people because of your background, and you play and you teach, you do all that. But how many times have you heard someone bring that up that's just like listens to music?
Yeah, no.
Never is the answer.
Yeah.
And no one lie to me. The answer is never.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of music. I'm around a lot of people. No one talks about that.
No.
Only on the front end do they start to talk about and have heated debates, and it makes bands fight. Right. And it makes drummers pissed, and it makes the lead singer annoyed or the bass player. It's never comfortable. No one's ever really that thrilled about it.
Right.
And someone's always confused about which BPM it should be and why. And I always tell them, like, do you need to do it? Like, is anyone going to listen to this and be like, I can't believe they didn't play this to a metronome? I can hear, somehow I can tell the little drifts here and there, which most people can't. Only highly trained musicians with a lot of experience might notice it, but they might not even care if they're lost in the music. Why would they care?
That's true. I think for me, I'm always thinking about it from a recording and production standpoint, and how easy, like the material I've started recording and writing the next record, and the material that we're putting together for that record it's both simpler and more complicated than anything I've done before. And I am feeling there's kind of a sense approaching it where it's like, okay, I have to record this on the grid so that it's really easy to fill out the production and for everyone to know where they're going to be. Whereas the record that's about to come out, a bunch of that stuff was recorded with no metronome. And we're just going on vibes. I'm doing a live take with acoustic guitar and vocals in the same room at the same time, and then we're layering stuff around that and trying to make everything sound kind of as live as possible. But I feel like the material kind of dictates that a little bit.
It does depend. Yeah. Yes, if you're laying down any instrument and you know you're going to build upon it with different people, especially if they're not in the room with you and you have to send it to them, then playing it to a metronome so it's lined up no matter where you're at can be really helpful. It's when that's not the case and they're playing or recording live and I'm like, is there a drummer? You have a drummer? There's your metronome. You have your metronome. Just play along to that. If you can't do that, then what are we even doing here? And then when it's live, like, do you play with the metronome live?
No.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I can't stand that.
I would be
It takes you out of it so much.
Upset.
Yeah.
I remember seeing some clip of somebody like describing like, come with me while I play a festival kind of bullshit. And they're on stage. There's like a million people in the audience. And it's like, oh, wow, that's the dream, right? Isn't that what we've always dreamed of doing? Is this? And you're watching. And then like you can hear the and 3, 4 chorus. And it's like it's counting down every section of every song.
That would take you out of the live performance so much.
I would be so angry, so confused, so upset. I mean, dude, we were just filming our session here together, right? And being in this space, playing songs on electric guitar. I almost never perform on electric guitar. I was uncomfortable. I was kind of freaking out a little bit. The ceiling was really close to my head. I was feeling extremely claustrophobic. You were just coming in
with the camera.
You know, I was already flustered for all sorts of different reasons, but I was falling apart, and it very much felt it felt like someone was in my ear being like, and 3, 4 chorus. 1, 2, 3. And I was like, where's reality?
Yeah.
Like, where's the music? And then when we got to that last song with the acoustic guitar and like just played like a little bit of the Shire theme from Lord of the Rings. Thank you, Howard Shore. It was like, okay, I remember what music is. I remember why we're here and what we're doing.
It brought you back, and then we knocked out the other takes.
And then we like knocked, and thank you so much for letting us do that.
Yeah, you were just stressed and
very
concerned
stressed.
about the performance.
Yeah.
It's your first time doing that, like in that way, like electric guitar with a band.
No, it's not the
filming.
first time. I'm just always uncomfortable. I think that is the first time we've ever filmed something where I'm performing on electric.
Well, that could be a reason. If it's you've been playing for 27 years. Yeah. But if you haven't played it like that, under those conditions where you're more like the band leader is being filmed, there's people here. My friends were here. Someone from Brazil. You got all
That's true. Yeah, there were a bunch of
those
people.
Those things add up.
No, it was a bunch of little things, and then allergies were high.
Allergies were high,
bad,
and you were probably worried about your voice with allergies.
I was,
which is normal.
Yeah.
It happens. I get it. I have walked every musician off the ledge in my life. Just like it's gotten to the point where it's like I should study more psychology because you have to find every creative and polite way to make everyone
to navigate the stuff and make
everyone
it work.
Involved,
including
myself. I have to remind myself like it's okay. They just want to do another take, or not even that. Like they're just out of tune. Find a polite way to like remind them to tune before. Just stuff like that instead of being like, hey, you're out of tune, like you idiot. It's like that was a great take. Let's tune them before the next one, everyone.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta say. And they go, oh yeah, let's tune up. But no one thinks they don't know I'm singling out one person. I made sure everyone should tune up. Even though everyone else is fine, but that one person isn't. That didn't happen with you guys, but I do that anyway.
Yeah.
For when I notice it, because I'm sitting here listening objectively.
Yeah.
And if something's off, I'll just be like, oh, find a creative, polite, professional way to do it.
Yeah.
Because me being rash or harsh or a little passive aggressive isn't going to make you guys feel any better. And that's not going to make me feel better, especially later when I'm like, why did I say it that way?
Yeah.
That was not very nice. So you just got to think about it. And it is nerve-wracking when you perform. A lot of people are nervous when they come here. It's weird to me. I'm like, I'm just in my basement hanging out. But people do get nervous.
There's a kind of pressure to it.
Yeah.
There's a pressure to, I mean, it was kind of funny and apropos that Dan started playing a reference to the Howard Shore score. Because the thing that kind of dawned on me somewhere in the midst of all the mess, and I mean, I was fucking up every possible thing all at once and just like not, I mean, you're making eye contact with your band and like we perform not that often. Actually, that's something I wanted to talk to you about because I watched a different episode where you were talking about performance etiquette in the city and like the kinds of venues people play and like how much of a, anyway, whatever, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But we don't perform that often, but we always are on it. Like we never fall apart. We know what we're doing. We are tight. And we also don't rehearse that much. Like we're a very efficient band.
Is everyone play in their own
Yeah,
band?
and like Jeremiah's in 15 different things.
That's why you're all seasoned musicians.
Everybody
been playing a long
is
time.
seasoned. Everybody knows what they're doing, and I trust all of them. And that's just how it is. And so to be looking in their eyes in the semicircle, and visually, I know I am the problem, and they all know I am the problem.
You can just tell,
and they're not used to me being the problem.
Oh yeah,
like I'm typically the one that's like doing the stage banter, moving things along, telling stories. And I was like so nervous. And it's just a weird experience. I mean, I think the claustrophobic nature of it really, I think I underestimated.
Does that bother you, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Yeah, it gets to me.
Yeah, if that bothers you, small spaces while you're performing, audio, video, internet, promotional material you want to use. Your friends are here. You don't want to, as a musician, you don't want to make a mistake in front of them.
Right.
Then you got other people here. They're like, oh, you're from Brazil. My guitar's from Brazil. I want to impress. Oh, this is Ben over at I want to impress him. Everything adds up. You know? I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I don't have claustrophobia or heights or really any of the traditional.
You don't have heights?
Height fear.
Yeah,
like all the fears that most people have.
You don't have that?
No, my brain's broken.
Dude, I have heights.
I don't have any water, heights, what's it called? Flying. What's when you need Dramamine or like you have vertigo issues, any of that stuff, passing out.
So you just live a charmed life. So that's what you're here to tell us?
I mean,
never had any problems.
I've had problems. I've had a lot of it can become a problem where people think you're a little crazy or you have to be more patient with everyone else because so many people do have those phobias.
Stuff, right.
Spiders, snakes, the dark, a noise, all that stuff.
There's a spider that crawled out on my hand.
At the Cubs game?
At the Cubs game. We're sitting there, and I just feel this thing that's like this, like on my hand, and I look down, it's a huge spider. And I was like, oh my God. We won that game.
Did we?
That was a fucking crazy game.
Who'd they play?
Reds.
Okay.
It was close. We were like, tied the whole way through. First half of the game, they had 3 on the board. We had 0. Loaded up the bases. Seiya Suzuki hits a 3-run bomb. Feels great. Then we're tied for a long time. Reds get ahead again. And we ended up getting a walk-off homer.
Oh, at the 9th?
9th.
So they won the game?
Won the game.
Wow, so that must have been exciting.
Dude, it was
That's
amazing.
Cool. I love when that happens. I haven't seen something like that in a long time in a game.
And to be at the game, like, because my wife Cynthia came and she has we both have one piece of Cubs gear. I have a jersey and she has a hat, a little like bucket hat. Every time she's worn the bucket hat, the Cubs win. If she wears the bucket hat to the stadium, they win. And last night there was very much this sense of like, is the bucket hat about to fail us? And she was not concerned. Like she was just like, and then when they did win, there was just like this soft smile on her face. Like, yeah, I know.
Of course, duh. That's so funny.
It's amazing.
That must have been fun. The crowd probably went nuts.
It was so loud and so fun.
Yeah. There's nothing better than a sporting event where your team wins, especially under those conditions. Like
Oh, yeah.
walk-off home
Where
run.
it's close
It's pretty
like
rare,
that.
walk-off home run to win the game. That's cool. That's
And
cool.
it was Conforto. It was his first home run of the season.
Nice.
So, like, you can't beat that.
No, and the weather was great yesterday. Or did you get hit with the rain?
They got rained out. Well, not rained out, but they delayed by like an hour and a half.
Because of the rain that came
Because of the
through?
rain. And
Was it a
then-
7 o'clock game?
It was supposed to be
7:20
So
or
we
whatever.
started at like eight something.
Oh, so you were there late.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we got hit with the monsoon for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was crazy.
And I was like looking out the window and I was like, I think they're going to cancel this game.
Yeah. Guess not.
No.
It wasn't long enough. It was
Right.
quick. If it were in like the eye of it or in the biggest chunk of the path, it probably would be canceled because
Right.
it was nuts. But it didn't last long at all.
No.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, what we were talking about, or what I wanted to talk
Yeah,
about,
yeah.
was performing in the city. And I think the thing I'd seen you talking about on that other episode was it was something about like how so much of performing is selling alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I cannot do this anymore. Like, I'm just so done with being a part of that. And so, yeah, we perform less. And like, we're trying to be really intentional about the shows that we play
Mm-hmm.
and why we're playing it. And in November, we played our first kind of self-hosted show. There's a church in Ravenswood called All Saints Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
It's an Episcopal church. It's the oldest wood frame building in the city.
Oh, wow. What was it, like 1870s?
It was built right after the fire. I don't know how they got permission.
1878.
Yeah, something. And they have their pews in the round in there. So the altar is in the middle of the room, in the middle of the sanctuary. And they just moved the sanctuary and put the band there,
That's cool.
which is really, really, really great. But it's also got this wonderful acoustic space where like and a lot of my songs tend to be I'm playing acoustic guitar and it has, even if it gets heavy or something, like another instrument is kind of providing the gravel that we need for that, big build or whatever. Like I'm always kind of on acoustic and I feel really comfortable on acoustic. But it's also, those kinds of songs just work really well in a space where it's very limited amplification. Like we're using the speaker system throughout the sanctuary for the vocals, and it's just kind of giving a little bit of a lift to the vocals, but it's not like a PA in your face,
Right.
like bullshit. That was like one of the best show experiences of my life. And we got to like sell the tickets ourselves, do everything. Like it was very scary, but also just like so much better.
Why was it very scary?
Because there's a sense of like, if this goes wrong, it's my fault.
It's not. I mean, I've come to learn that it's not your fault if people don't come or not enough people come.
Oh, I meant like if there's something wrong with how it sounds,
Oh,
if
the
people have a bad
okay.
experience,
Okay.
if like, there's very much a sense of like,
I
I
see.
am selling you a ticket for an event that I feel personally responsible for.
Yeah.
Whereas like we've played Shubas or something, like I don't feel any responsibility
Right.
when you're in a place like that. Like I'm just here to play.
Right.
Yeah.
So you prefer more like natural acoustics?
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys sounded great at the show we did back in November.
Yeah,
Or
it was-
October, yeah.
It was right before our show. Yeah.
That one, similar idea. We tried to aim for really good quality audio, but using acoustics to our advantage. So like the PA is just a little bit of oomph,
Yeah,
but
a
it's
little
not
air, a
the
little
main
lift.
source of
Exactly.
that sound. It's more coming from you guys. We
Yes.
just add a little bit of clarity. Maybe take away some of like the low end plosives from the vocal mic out of the PA, and let the room fill up the space with
and
sound.
let it do the work. Yeah. Yeah, that was with Della.
Yeah, she's a great cellist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your violin playing is interesting. I've heard a lot of violin players, but you play in a different way. I could hear now what you were talking about from your childhood and how it's part of like not just trauma that you mentioned, but kind of telling a story based on that experience and where you came from, what you've left behind, and where you've come to. And it like the style in which you play the little intricate notes and the decisions to like play the violin, not play it like traditionally, but like physically make that object make more sounds than just a bow going across some strings.
Yeah.
All the fine details, you're like a soundsmith.
Yeah.
And that's how I consider myself on guitar. I play in a similar way where it's not very conventional.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like almost like a sonic metaphor to let people know about there's many ways to see this world.
Yeah, there's a bigger spectrum
Mm-hmm.
for what this instrument's capable of doing,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to kind of introduce you to all those possibilities as we
Right.
go.
Just like there's more to a human being than following this path or this
Exactly.
way of living.
Yeah.
Is that a decent description?
No, that's actually really sweet and really, I feel very seen by you, Ben. That's really
I
nice.
see you. I even saw you
Yeah.
through a camera.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I listen to a lot of music.
Yeah.
And I record a lot of music, and you pick up on things slowly. But then when you get an explanation,
Yeah, you
it
get a
was
little
a subtle
bit more of
explanation. I
the-
was like, I think I understand more of
Yeah.
what he goes for, how you approach it.
We actually go to that church in Ravenswood, and I play there with the music director Colin. Well, he's also now a priest, I guess. But and there's just this very kind of laissez-faire. It's okay, just like whatever happens musically is what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also just a space where they're not overly precious about what's happening. And so I show up. I don't attend any of the rehearsals. I just play.
Mm-hmm.
And Colin will just look at me and be like, just do the thing. Just do it. Just do.
Just do it.
And then I do. And that's the relationship. And I think that's the only way I can go to church in some ways because of just all the stuff that's there for me.
So you still like to go to church, even though you've had that past?
Yes and no. Yes and no.
Okay.
Like there's definitely things about it that I just don't. I don't feel like a particularly liturgical person. I don't feel like I extract the depth of experience and meaning from liturgy that some people profess to experience.
Mm-hmm.
But I do enjoy the community of it. I think there's value
Mm-hmm.
in that. I think it's important. And I think engaging in the music making of it feels sort of contemplative and prayerful.
Okay.
And I think I can engage intentionally and authentically with that. And so I do.
Have you ever gotten that outside of church and
Yeah.
have that been like a
Absolutely.
placeholder for it?
So I know that church isn't the only place you experience
Right.
that. And I'm okay with that. I think it's also like I don't feel kind of this dogmatic need to be at church every Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not. And if we, wake up and there's kind of like, I don't know, let's just do something else. Let's go experience whatever God is somewhere else,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's great.
Yeah,
And
it's
then,
totally fine.
and then there's also days where it's like, let's go there. Let's go see these people and
Mm-hmm.
engage with what this is. So yeah, I think it's always kind of changing. It's for me, like my perception of what I believe, what I take seriously, what I think is real, what I think is a bunch of bullshit. It's all in there, and it's okay. I think it's okay.
Mm-hmm. And this is up in Ravenswood. Do you live up that way?
Yeah, close. Albany Park.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Close to Horner.
Maybe they allowed that church to be built that way because it was far enough away from downtown.
Yeah.
That's got to be the reason.
I was thinking that too. Yeah. But it's so pretty. I'm so glad they did.
Churches are really beautiful, and they tend to have, not all of them, but a lot of ones that are built with intention have great acoustics, great artwork, great places to see shows and concerts. One of my favorite concerts I ever went to was the band Godspeed You Black Emperor. Did you ever listen to them or hear of them? Very, very experimental, like art rock, noise rock, ambient, off the charts and strangeness. I love them. But they play at the Rockefeller Chapel at University of Chicago.
Oh.
And it was so beautiful sounding.
Wait, yeah, I think we played there.
You played there?
Mm-hmm.
It's a really cool place. Massively tall ceilings.
Okay,
Yeah.
no. We didn't play the Rockefeller Chapel. We played one of the recital halls.
Okay, I'm sure
At U
it's
Chicago.
great.
Also great.
Everything there
But
is
yeah.
great.
No, that was a really great experience. I think that for us, I would like to play more universities and more churches.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't want to play bars.
They're for a certain style, certain vibe, certain type of band.
And I'm not knocking that. And I can accept. I mean, it's the way that like organ music sounds best in a church, right? Like certain music has a place that it belongs.
Yeah, like an alternative rock band that's pretty loud might not sound so great in a church.
Right, but it
Or a
probably
recital
sounds
hall.
awesome, in Beat Kitchen or
Yeah,
something.
where they can control everything. Because everything's amplified, so you can control it. You can put microphones on electric amps. When you're doing acoustics, violin, quartets, a cappella, things where you don't amplify a lot or at all, you need more of the acoustic reinforcement, and the placement is way more important. You can't manipulate the whole environment.
Right.
And some venues are really great about it, and some aren't, and some need to turn down their sound system.
It's always so loud.
10 to 15 decibels.
I hate it so much.
I hate
also,
it too.
movie theaters are too loud.
Yeah, they've gone way too loud. They all have these, Dolby Atmos surround sounds, and
that's
are blasting
fine.
them. Turn
but
it down.
I think they're hurting.
They are
ears.
hurting people.
Like I think
They are.
I don't think anybody realizes
I
how much
complain
damage.
to the management all the time.
Do they do anything?
They don't even know what I'm talking about. I'll bring in. I have a decimeter on my phone, and I'll measure it and explain to them in a simple way.
Like this is actually illegal. Like what you're doing.
It should be. I don't know why no venue.
Because
theater should be past ever like 105. You should not be allowed to go past that. There's no point to it.
Aren't there laws for like music festivals where like
they just have sound ordinances? Where, like their local sound ordinance, like Chicago's 10 p.m. You can't go past that, otherwise you get fined a lot of money.
For some
Indoors,
reason I
there's
thought
no
that there were
rules.
actually decibel limits.
If there are, every venue's breaking that law all the time, because I've measured 110, 115, 120, 108.
Just awful.
Yeah, it's too loud. It's too much.
And at that level, like you can't really hear anything anyway.
No, everything gets compressed and distorted, and because of the equal loudness curve of our ears, you start to hear everything at the same level, and the high frequencies get really harsh. The low frequencies just kind of shake your core.
Yeah.
You get a lot of dangerous like bone induction through the low frequencies going through your bones, your skull, and making your ears get stimulated in an omnidirectional way, not just from the outside, but inside and outside.
Good. Perfect. That sounds great. Where do I sign?
It's not normal. We humans were never, no matter what you believe in, if you were created by a god or the god, or if it's evolution or both, our ears were never designed to handle anything louder than what anything could have been made before 1820.
Yeah, like Mount Vesuvius. Or
that just pulverized
your ears are gone.
People. Yeah, when you get to 220 decibels, it's not really a sound wave anymore. Actually, after 194 decibels, it goes from being a sound wave to a shock wave.
Yeah.
And a mechanical wave, quite different. But anyway, very few things besides explosions from mountain, like volcanoes or an asteroid will ever get that loud.
Right.
And if you're close enough to that anyway, it's going to kill you.
You're dead, yeah.
But the machinery, the Industrial Revolution, firearms made things a lot louder, but then amplification and live sound reinforcement made things a lot louder. And now there's like this competition with it, and people have to they think louder is better because of equal loudness.
If you make things
hear
louder,
bass and treble much better when they're louder.
Yeah.
So you get a more full soundscape. But at the expense of hearing damage, lifelong hearing damage, things that are not good. And all it requires is everyone just to turn down 10 decibels, and it's all relative.
Yeah.
You have nothing to weight against. And then everything
everything's
still
great.
sounds loud.
Right.
100 decibels is still loud.
Yeah.
But you can handle that for a few songs much better than 110, which you can only handle for like 30 seconds before you start to get hearing damage. 120, 0 seconds, you have hearing damage.
Yeah.
And it's annoying. It's weird. And people are uneducated in it or misinformed, or they're, high and drunk, so they don't care. You don't hear the same when you're high and drunk anyway, so you might not even care or notice.
Right.
Yeah. It's frustrating. And then some venues just, I don't know, it's a lot of gatekeeping, and you have to know the right people and do the right schmoozing to get in. And then some of the owners, we didn't have to go down this path, but some of the owners of the venues in this city, not so great.
Really? What's that about?
Sarcasm.
Yeah.
Let's just say I will drop this nugget of info and we'll move past it because I don't have enough FU money to be doing this. But let's just say look into, and I like these venues and the people that work there and performing there and seeing bands there, but just look into the owner and owners of Shuba's and Lincoln Hall.
Yeah. Okay.
Audio Tree. Just look into that, everyone. There's a few articles you should read, and then do some diving. And if you're upset about the Epstein list and Me Too movement and Harvey Weinstein, that kind of ilk of humans, then you will be upset about the ownership
going
of
on
those
over there?
venues.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good to know.
Again, I don't have enough lawyers and money to go into that, but just use your imagination. Read a little bit.
Go look.
Do you know anything I'm talking about?
No, I don't know anything about that. But I don't.
I'll send you some articles after this.
Okay.
And then read it and then use Google to your advantage. And you'll be like, well, that's kind of messed up.
I'll tell my
But no one in the music scene is saying anything about that, which is funny to me. It's probably because that's a big platform for people in the music scene. They don't want to, shit where they eat crap on their own front lawn.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's other venues. I don't have to.
There really are other venues.
Yeah. It's annoying because there's a lot of good things from the music scene and music industry in Chicago. It's one of my favorite ones in the world. You've probably come to learn that after being here the last
I really love it. Yeah.
5 years.
I really
so many
love it.
opportunities.
Yeah, and like, I came from Dallas previously. Not a lot of opportunities there.
Not as many, no.
And whatever the good ones were, really gate kept.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't even matter if you were good at what you did.
Mm-hmm.
You
just didn't know the right people.
You didn't know the right people, you're not getting on.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you do suddenly know the right people, how quickly you get on.
Mm-hmm.
That was staggering and kind of like, oh my, this is bad.
I love Texas. I've been to Dallas a bunch of times, but when I go there, I go with friends, and they're all the people that live there. They're all kind of already established in the music industry, so I get to see parts. I probably get to have fun and skip the line at events or at a venue. You don't realize it because I didn't come up in it.
Right.
But here, it's very different from anywhere else I've seen. It is a major city with so many pockets of the industry.
Yeah.
But then because of that working class, blue collar, come here to work type of mentality we have as far as mid-America and Midwest and Chicago in that order, you get a lot of great circles and pockets in the industry that are very accepting and polite and cool about it. As long as you're doing the work and grinding, very accepting of it.
Yeah.
And a lot of opportunities. There's endless venues.
Yeah.
Endless venues.
There really
You
are
can pick
so
a
many
church,
places.
you can go to Elastic Arts, you can go to a traditional venue, a bar, a dive bar, or a Mexican restaurant at night.
Yeah.
Endless DIY spots, warehouses, sanctioned stuff, non-sanctioned stuff on a river, on a pylon.
Yeah.
Stuff on the beach.
That fella's on my on the same label as we're label mates. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Lawrence Tome.
Mm-hmm.
That's what label is that?
Oakley Avenue Records.
Okay, yeah, I have heard of that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How long have you been on that label?
I guess since 2 years.
Okay.
So they put out my 7th record, Borrowed Time.
What are you on, 8 or 9 now?
8 is coming out in June.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the name of that one?
The next one, it's called Tropopause.
Tropopause. What's that mean?
Yeah. It's a meteorological phenomenon. So if you've ever been in an airplane, looked out the window, and like cruising altitude, and you just see all the clouds at one level. Mm-hmm. That's the tropopause. Mm-hmm. So it's an invisible,
almost like the troposphere.
It's an invisible interface between the troposphere and the stratosphere.
Mm-hmm.
And so the troposphere is where weather-related events occur, tragedies, all that. And then the stratosphere, nothing happens. And the tropopause is that barrier.
Okay. And is it a actual thing you can experience?
It's an invisible interface. So it's like you can sort of, not really.
I wonder what the air molecules are like at the very transition of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Gotta look into that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
But a lot, as we've established, a lot of my music is about kind of processing and deconstructing, but also reconstructing, and all of those things at once. And Tropopause seemed like a great. Actually, my Uncle Ben helped me title it.
Oh, cool.
This record feels a little more objective. There's a little more distance from the fuckery, and so it seemed like a really great way to kind of put all the material under one header.
Yeah. And when does this record come out?
June 7th.
June 7th.
Which, when I put that in for distribution, I felt really good about it because I Googled it, and it's National Chocolate Ice Cream Day. And then I was on a phone call with a friend 15 minutes later, and I was like, we set a date. And he's like, what's the date? And I was like, 6/7.
That's a Sunday.
Yeah, but you're too old. You don't remember?
No,
Like, the kid? Yeah.
I've been hearing that.
Okay.
I want nothing to do with it. I've had to like berate my
it is a
students
Sunday.
for bringing that up.
It is a Sunday.
I've never heard of an album coming out on a Sunday.
Yeah, I thought it'd be fun.
That's your childhood and you coming out.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I don't want to entertain it. I've had students turn in projects where they like mastered it with the limiter at 6.7 decibels. And you're like, I did it at 6.7, and then everyone giggles. And I'm like, we're not doing this.
Yeah,
like, we're
yeah.
not children.
Yeah.
You're going to talk to your clients this
Right.
way.
Yeah.
Like, they can bring it up all you want, but you're supposed to be the adult in the room. You know, and
I'm not
whenever that
being-
happens,
I'm not-
like, you're in college. You're not in grade school. We're not doing this. And then like, you're an old grumpy. I don't care what I am. I promise you, when you have a boss or a manager and you behave and bring that up, they're going to look at you like, why did I hire this person?
Yeah.
This is a child.
Yeah.
So you're going to thank me one day because I don't care and I'm not your friend. I'm supposed to help you and be an adult.
You know, I told my wife that it was 6/7, and she was like, "You have to change it immediately. Change it right now."
You have to put it to Saturday 6/6.
Yeah.
The
It-
6/6/2026.
It's the anniversary of D-Day. Though.
Mhm. Oh, the anniversary of D-Day be 82 years, and the 20th anniversary of the movie The Omen that came out on 6/6/2006. They did that on
Whoa,
purpose as a 666
wow.
joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I know that.
Wow.
But anyway,
But 6/7 is beneath you.
yeah, 6/7's beneath me. It's not beneath me, it's what people do with it. It's how much they just go on about it. With no explanation either. There's no,
Yeah,
what does it
that's
mean?
not-
There's no explanation. I'm like, okay. Just the pause it adds to society when people do it. Like, everyone pauses.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like
That's true.
let's keep moving on.
Yeah.
Sunday release. My album for my band I'm in comes out the next Friday, the 12th.
Oh, nice.
So within
yeah,
a
I
week.
saw it. This is like a new project for you, right?
Neighbors, so we haven't released, we've been in a band, but we don't play a lot. Kind of like what you said, very selective. We're really selective. And we'll play like 3 times a year. And
Yeah.
my rule is like, I want to play with my friends on a Saturday where my other friends can come.
Nice.
I'm like, that's it. So if that doesn't happen,
I think
I'm
that's
not
good.
playing.
Yeah, I think that's
I
nice.
just don't care. Like, music to me is the only thing that has nothing to do with money
Yes.
or success.
Right.
So it's like, just, we have band practice, we make albums when we do.
Yeah, I don't
Put 'em out when we can.
Right. I
That's
don't
it.
approach this as like, I want to be famous. I want this to pay all my bills.
Right.
Like,
If it happens,
if it happens, I'm not going to be sad about it.
no, that's the best case scenario.
But if
it happens.
I feel like if you engage with the soul-sucking reality
Mm-hmm.
that this industry is, and you want to like engage in good faith in hopes of all the things it promises you, you're just going to be sad.
You're gonna be really sad, and you're gonna waste a lot of time doing what you think you're supposed to do. Too many TikTok video posts, Instagram, X, Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, whatever it is, Rumble,
Yeah.
you name it.
Yeah.
You're gonna be obsessed with hitting the algorithm the right time, the right look, exploiting your constitutions that you have for yourself, exploiting your looks, exploiting your skills.
Ruining any semblance of work-life balance.
Anything like that, yeah.
Learning
Making
how to-
people
how to
jealous, being
live.
jealous of other people.
Dude, it's so
not good.
yucky.
It's not good.
so yucky.
Not good. Just do
can't
your
do it.
thing, put it out there for normal promotion. That's the world we live
Yeah.
in, but like, that's it.
Let it be what it is.
Let it be what it
and
is.
Move along. And
People-
hope that it reaches someone who's
Yeah.
moved by it.
Yeah.
That's enough for me.
If they could be moved by it in the way that you were moved by it in your bedroom when you made it, that's all you should ask for, because you can't take it with you. We don't know where we're going. You can't please everyone. You're not going to make a fan out of every person that hears it. And what's the point in just pushing something that you were never present for? You're just like, okay, I'm trying to get views, trying to get this.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're
Yeah.
not in the moment for it. That's what makes music so great, is you can be lost in the moment of it.
Yeah.
For those listening, ask any musician you know or thyself, what are they thinking about when they're in the moment of, like, when a song comes together with their peers and they're in a studio or a basement or a practice session or a garage or a bedroom? The answer is nothing. They're lost in a good way. They're
Yeah.
in the moment. They're
Yeah.
transcending to a place you can't really articulate. It's beyond anything this life could ever really explain. I don't know what it is, but it is a real thing and you feel it. So trying to, like, put a number on that, a value, is gross. It's not what we're here to do. It's not what life's about. And now it's gotten to where, like, if you don't have enough likes or views or streams, people, like, don't take you seriously. It's like you could be, like, 8 albums. That's impressive, by the way. You're not even 30, and you're going to be on your 8th album. When was your first album?
2017.
Wow, so in almost an album a year.
Almost.
Was that on purpose? Were you trying to go for that?
Yeah, I was. I my stated goal and purpose was to release an album a year until I die.
Whoa.
And
That's a massive undertaking.
but also the way that's framed is also indicative of the problem, which is that I'm thinking about the process of what I'm writing and what I'm recording and getting it out in terms of my death. And there's a kind of, I need this to happen right now because I might be dead tomorrow. This sense of needing to survive. And at that, I mean, early on, look, you can have 8 records. I didn't say they were all good. You know, I think that there is a through line. And I do think that if you go back to the beginning and listen through the discography, you kind of watch me grow up and you watch me transform in lots of different ways. The quality of the writing, the quality of the recording, all of these things, the fidelity, all of that with every record is like almost logarithmic growth. Right?
Yeah.
And that's fun and cool. I think that there are also through lines in terms of like, hey, you actually said something there. And it kind of keeps going. And I think early on it was very much like Bomethius as a character. And it's like it's the alter ego that I'm kind of at war with a little bit. And then I think there kind of became this shift where I could kind of step back and be like, no, we don't need to hide. We can just be honest. We can kind of lean into the discomfort of making music that is honest.
You talking about like the lyrical content?
Yeah. All of my music is lyrically driven.
Okay. And do you play, like, what instruments do you tend to play on your albums?
Guitar, piano, violin, singing, whistling.
Whistling, and then your whistling's great.
Oh, thanks.
Got some good whistling. I remember hearing it at that show. I was like, wow, you're really good at that. That's not easy to do that well. Very accurate.
Yeah.
That also probably came from years of playing other instruments, getting that pitch down.
It came from years of neglect and chores.
Can you elaborate on that?
Well, you're alone and you have to do a lot of stuff.
So you start whistling.
So you whistle. And I loved composing my own ideas. And so as a kid, I would just whistle ideas until I had something that I liked. And then the next time I had an instrument, I mean, like, I was saying that kind of whatever the plans had been for me with music, I kind of had to form my own way along. Like, I remember my violin teacher, she played like a bunch of different, she played woodwinds and everything, and she's amazing. And she had this crappy, I don't even know what brand it was. It may have been like I don't even think it was a guitar brand. I don't think it was real. It was this pink guitar. The action on it was like that.
From like Walmart or Kmart or something.
Yeah, a piece of garbage. And she was like, I'm throwing this away. It was like donated to the studio. We don't want it. And I was like, I want it. I want it so bad. Like, I really wanted to learn guitar. And there was just no support for that to be a thing. Like, it was just never going to happen. And so she's like, okay, you can have it. And so I got home, and every night, it was under my bed, and every night when everybody was like, okay, I think I'm alone, I'd get it out and like try to figure something out.
They didn't want you to play guitar?
Yeah, they were annoyed.
Really?
Yeah, there was a sense of like, we're spending money on you, and we're supporting you to play the violin.
Can't do both? Guitar's easier than violin.
That's what I said.
And less annoying during practice hours.
Exactly.
Violin.
It's horrible.
High-pitched screeching versus like...
Yeah.
Guitar's not as loud. Acoustic guitar is actually quieter than violin.
It is.
And the pitch is not nearly as aggressive to your ears.
Yeah.
So that just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I think there's just a general sense of like, why aren't you just being who we want you to be?
Like, Mom, Dad, this is going to make me a better violinist because when you learn more instruments, you get better at the ones you play. You get better
You learn
at
things
dexterity,
about
better
music.
Yeah, you learn how to play with other people who have that instrument. Now you can talk to them about the instrument.
You learn how to write for that instrument.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's goofy.
No, but yeah, it's just goofy and dumb. But what were we talking about? Why did I even say any of that?
You were practicing guitar. We were talking about your album, the whistling.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I was just always on my own little path being like, well, I'm going to work on this, and I'm going to work on this, and I'm going to work on this until I can really do something with it. I mean, piano was another thing where it was like, well, I don't have access to recording equipment. I don't really know how to do any of that. I don't know how to write songs. So I'm just going to write instrumental piano music, kind of in the style of like Liszt or Chopin or Rachmaninoff. And I don't really have piano training, so I'm just going to listen to it all the time and then just kind of channel what I'm hearing into something that I can do.
Yeah.
And I did that for a long time. There's a really long piece on my 5th record called Improvisation No. 1, and it's a 10-minute, one-take piano piece that I put together in high school that I couldn't play now. Like, there are parts of it where I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good, I guess. And it's kind of funny now to be like married to a classical pianist who on the daily like plays Rachmaninoff and Chopin, and like that we're just surrounded by all this all the time.
She's really good.
She's incredible. Yeah.
But is an attorney now?
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Has she found how that's like helped her lawyer?
Yeah, I think it's grounding.
Grounding.
Because,
humanizing.
Yeah. When you go into spaces like that, you're kind of surrounded by people who worship money.
Oh, I have a huge problem with lawyers. No offense to your wife.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
So we made these laws to where someone has to get 7 years of a high-end education to interpret them. And even then, it's open to interpretation to them and the judge and a jury of our people.
Yeah.
And old, middle, and new laws that constantly are revolving, changing, and morphing.
Depending
what
on the
are we doing? And if I have enough money, I can circumvent all of it. And if I don't, all of it is actually against me. And they're willingly and knowingly doing it. And they studied it and swore an oath to ethics. And then they screw you over anyway. I don't want anything to do with it. And when I meet lawyers, if I'm in a close quarter with them, like, we got to talk.
Yeah.
You better explain yourself.
Yeah.
Because what are we doing here?
She has contracts. So
it's okay. She's contract.
Nothing is real. Like, no one's harmed.
Even contracts. I'm like, I fucking hate contracts. You want a contract? Be nice and we'll get through this. Otherwise, let's go out in the back and we can fight it out. That's the only contract I need. The rest of them, I can't stand contracts. I have students like, what kind of contracts do you write? I'm like, dude, I have made like 4 contracts in my life. I probably should have done about 40,000 of them, but only 4. And it's like, it turns out if you're just nice and honest and you work with nice and honest people, you don't really need contracts ever.
Yeah.
Most people I know that want contracts tend to be assholes.
Yeah.
They want they want to make sure they're protected because they don't know how to be a decent human being.
Yes.
It's been my experience.
That's all part of it. I don't know. It's all in there.
I'm also being very obnoxious and facetious.
Yeah.
Obviously not every
We're painting
lawyer
with
is bad.
a big brush.
Big brush.
Yeah.
I'm being goofy.
Yeah.
Not every lawyer is evil and bad. It's just the establishment as a whole is very confusing
it is something
to me.
that you have to think about. And if you're entering anyway, yes, being a pianist is grounding, I think. And we have a piano. We've never had a piano before. And that's really cool.
Nice.
And like being able to
upright, baby grand.
Upright.
Okay,
Yeah.
we got to get you a grand piano. Take up your whole living room.
We'll get there. We need a bigger place for that to be a thing. But that is the hope one day. Yeah.
Funny enough, any attorney I've met that is a musician, that's been like a client or a friend, has been the nicest or best attorneys I've ever met. I think music does something different to them.
Yeah.
They're so much more open and like try to do what they do for a living for helping people instead of being just the opposite of that. Money hungry.
Yeah.
Very generous with their money. Definitely will tip me better and like try to pay me better, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You could appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of weird industries. Our world's very strange.
It really is.
You know.
Everything is dumb. So
Next album, next year.
yeah, next album, next year, everything is done.
Have you done any of the recording for your records?
Almost all of it. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
When did you start getting into recording then?
So it's 2017. I transferred, so I was at SMU, and I had a professor. I was an obnoxious kid, like however obnoxious you think I am now as a person, which I don't know how obnoxious you think
I don't think
am.
you're that obnoxious.
Well, I've come a long way. But yeah, I'd pissed off. I don't even know if I'd really pissed him off, but I'd corrected a professor after class in passing and just kind of left him like, hey, the date you put on your slides for when Rome fell, that's not the date. If you want to just look at Wikipedia next time, get that right, I'd appreciate it. And I just walked up. And
Whoa.
yeah.
Well, what prompted you to say it like that in that way? Were they like annoying you throughout the semester or something?
No, I actually loved this professor. But it was like, why did you get this wrong? Like, this is so easy.
Yeah.
I'm paying a lot of money to be here.
Yeah.
Don't waste my time by getting something this simple wrong.
Yeah.
You know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm a kid. I was immature. I was being pompous and over the top.
Yeah.
It happens. But he sent me an email like a day later. He's like, hey, can I see you in my office? I was like, he's upset. And I walked in and he was like, look, Jonathan, I don't actually think you need to be here. Like, why are you here? Or something he said. And I was like, I guess I'm here because my parents want me to be here, like in school.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, okay, well, from my perspective, what that means is that you actually have a lot of time to start working on the thing you actually want to do. Because when you're in school, you have more time than you realize. When you're not in school anymore, your time may not actually be your own anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like it might all be gone.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you should start using your time right now to build something that you actually want to pursue.
Mm.
And I was like, oh,
That's not what you were expecting to
okay.
hear.
And I shook his hand and I got up and I left. And within a week, Apple put GarageBand on everybody's phone.
Mm-hmm.
Like we had an iPhone. Apple put GarageBand on there, like with the update. And I had a pair of like Bose headphones. Back then you still had a wire that you plugged your headphones in with. And my Bose headphones had a microphone. And so I started recording with that microphone on my iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
And I made like a little EP. You can't find it. It's gone. Don't worry about that. I don't think it was bad, but it didn't sound great.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like we had started. And like I had started writing songs and being like, I think I know how to do this. And I think I want to do this more. And then I got like a little shitty USB mic for like $25 off Amazon or something.
Mm-hmm.
Plugged that into my little laptop, started making things that way. And then every like year or two, I would upgrade one piece of equipment is kind of what would happen. Where it's like, okay, I have enough money that I can transition to this.
Yeah.
Or I'd meet someone where they'd be like, hey, please borrow this. I never use it. And then stuff would just start to sound better. I'm meeting more friends. So like Bomethius as a band is comprised of basically all my friends all around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, if my friend in Vancouver, Canada, Sam, if it's like, look, this guitar part is super complicated and all over the place, you're the guy that needs to play this.
Mm-hmm.
If I have a track where the guitar is very like Ella Fitzgerald era jazz kind of stuff, my Uncle Phil plays it, and he lives in Georgia, like, so people all over the place are in the band, and it's really just like, oh, you would really fit this.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I've kind of written the song around that sort of palette that you have. Can you come share that?
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of expand the sonic horizon of what we're doing.
So it's less of a band and more like your musical project?
Yeah.
Okay. And what about the people that were here last week? Are they...
That's the Chicago band.
That's the Chicago.
That's our
version of the project.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's wherever you go, whoever you are, that's what it is.
That's where
whoever
Bomethius
you choose to
is.
have with it.
Yeah.
I like that.
And they kind of fill out the space of what each song is. So like when I go back to Texas periodically and play a bunch of shows with my college buddies who were in Bomethius then,
mm-hmm.
We sound totally different. We kind of
I
sound
bet.
like some kind of Texas thing.
Americana
And
Texas thing.
and I'm kind of there like, well, this is not what the song is. But I like that this is the experience that we get to have around the song, where it's like, oh, we don't need to limit what the song is.
No.
Let's see what other places we can go with it. Yeah.
When you're putting out that much music too, it's like, why not have it be a little different here and there?
Let's keep going.
So you started in 2017.
2017,
You were
we did.
21 years old?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're caught like a senior in college, maybe?
No. I transferred sophomore year, so I was like a junior. I think it was sophomore, junior.
Where were you at initially for college?
I started in Seattle.
Oh, okay.
Seattle, Washington.
What school there?
University of Seattle.
Okay, so you went from Atlanta, moved to Texas when you were 10?
Yeah, 11. 13.
13?
Somewhere in there, yeah.
And then finished high school, went to Seattle for college. Why did you not stay there?
Big fish, little pond. I couldn't do it. I needed to go be the little fish in a bigger pond.
Oh, okay. And then, so where you went to school in Texas, is that near where you lived, or was it?
No, because I'd never been to Dallas before.
Okay.
Yeah, so
about
it was
2 hours north, right?
Yeah,
from Austin.
It was the school it was one of the schools I had auditioned for and been accepted and like given a really big offer, and it kind of came down to the two, Seattle and SMU, and so it was sort of just a roundabout way of just going to SMU anyway.
You're going right back.
Yeah,
That's
where
kind
it
of
was
funny
like,
how that
never
works out.
mind.
Yeah.
Hey, remember me?
I miss the warmth and the sunshine.
No, I didn't miss any of those things. I actually liked the weather in Seattle.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Probably because it's just the opposite of what you were around growing up?
Yeah. No, I can't stand humidity. I can't stand the heat. I have a physique that enjoys sweaters. Like this is just kind of who I am. I have a very Elliott Smith wardrobe, like that's what's happening. So yeah, Texas and I don't get along.
Okay.
I love the people that I know that are there.
The food, the people.
But I don't have any desire to live there.
It's hot. It's
And the
very hot.
allergies are horrible there.
Really?
Absolutely abysmal.
I wonder why. Yeah, we all know you're sensitive to allergies.
Yeah, Dallas is it's like the meeting spot for 3 different biomes. And they're on rotation, and each one is releasing pollen as soon as the previous one stops. So it's nonstop insanity.
And they don't have like a winter to
No.
kind of break that up.
Last time we were there in December, it was 80 degrees Christmas Day.
Oh, that sounds nice when you're here and it's 32 degrees Christmas Day. You're like, I wish it was 80 degrees. I love the weather here.
Christmas Day should be 30 degrees.
It should be cold everywhere, no exceptions.
Yeah.
Okay, so after Texas, you and your wife come up here. You've been here ever since. Okay, so you've lived some places.
Yeah, a few
four
places.
different places that are pretty far from each other, all different.
Pretty different.
Atlanta, Texas, Seattle, Chicago. Which is your favorite?
Chicago.
Of all? That was fast.
Yeah, we'll never.
No,
live anywhere
hands
else.
down.
Yeah.
What are some things as someone who's not from here that you like about Chicago? Or some
I really
that
love
stick out?
how the neighborhoods feel. That each one really feels like its own thing. The quality of food in Chicago is so fantastic.
It's insane.
And you just
great.
find little pockets of things here and there that are just unbelievable. They're so good. Some of the best Mexican food I've ever had in my life is in Chicago. And I went to high school in Austin.
Yeah.
Where people claim that like the best tacos in the world are.
There's a reason why. My theory is it's 3 things. Obviously, you have a lot of Mexican people in Texas, South Texas. My grandma's from Corpus Christi, Southern California. So that's a factor. You will get good Mexican food in those places.
I'm not
no
saying
doubt.
if it's bad.
Oh
Yeah.
no, it's
Yeah,
very
it's
good.
Yeah.
It's some of the best in the country. But what you get in Chicago is a bigger concentration from people from certain cities in Mexico, specifically Mexico City, where you have the best Mexican food in the world in Mexico City. Because it's abundant, just like you have great food in New York and Chicago,
Right.
because everyone goes to it. Mexico
Right.
City is like that of Mexico.
Where everybody's going there.
So you get the best of the cuisines, the mashing of different parts of cuisines from different parts of Mexico in Mexico City.
Right.
So you get a bigger, you get a plethora of things available. Then you take in consideration the water here. We have fresh water from glaciers here, whereas in Texas and in California, you're not getting that. And water is the source of all food. So that's why I think our pizza and a lot of the food that's from here that has to do with dough and water is very good because of that. And then you throw in the working class, not so laid back element. So the more people are working on a recipe or at their restaurant, the better and more refined they get at it. It's part of the culture here.
Yeah.
So you throw in the quality of water, the quality of work ethic and getting stuff done, and then the quality of all the different cuisines of that place coming together in a major city, then those people going from there to Chicago and filling it out and actually having a hold in this city on a large scale. A huge percentage of people in Chicago are Hispanic, specifically Mexican. That's why my family's here. And the end result is what we're talking about. That's my theory. And you could throw that in with Asian food. Wow, there's so much good Asian food here.
There is, yeah.
Italian food, Polish food. What else? Just American food in general. And I think that's part of the reason why. High standards, too, because of so many people trying to do it and make it here. You have to be really, really good at it.
You have to be good if you're going to last.
All those things add up.
Yeah.
And when you're in a more relaxed, open area, big space like Texas, where you can just go to small towns, you're going to get authentic and really good food, but it won't have the same water. It won't have the same work standards. It might not even came from the same place. They might have just went right across the border from Mexico, from other small towns that had a smaller world of accessibility to ingredients and brought that just 20 miles across the border.
Right.
So you might not get as much of that. That's my theory. I have no idea if any of this is true.
Yeah, that's interesting. I could see some of that being true. But yeah, the food, the price to live here relative to other S-tier cities in America, it's a pretty affordable city in a lot of ways, especially depending on the neighborhood you live in. The music culture, the culture in general, the museums, like it's just the CTA for. I mean, we just got back from China. Last month.
What were you doing in China?
Visiting my wife's family.
Oh, okay. What part are they from?
Shanghai.
Okay.
And Henan.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're down there, and
great. I love the Henan. It's Hun.
I think this one is He.
He. Is it?
It's lesser known.
Okay,
it's like right in the middle of the country.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool though.
No, it was really.
So she came here from there for college?
No. She grew up there intermittently here and there.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. But my point in bringing it up at all is public transportation in Asia is unbelievable. Like you cannot beat it. Like it's so amazing.
Japan's got it. Even Paris, I've spent a lot of time in Paris. Their public transportation was the best thing I've ever experienced.
It made me
so mad at what we have here. Like,
yeah.
It made me depressed.
Anytime I go and experience public transportation, it's funny that you say in Paris because when we were in Paris, however many years ago, we just walked everywhere. It's the most we've ever walked. We just didn't even engage with the public transportation.
Well, I mean, I walked everywhere.
Yeah.
And used it because I was also recording bands.
Are you talking about trains or buses?
The trains.
Okay.
I mean, I did the buses too, but the trains I used a lot because I also went too far to be walking.
Yeah.
I'm talking across the entire city. Like many different of the, what's the French word? Air endorsements or whatever they're called.
I can't remember.
I can't either. The 17th to the 13th to the 12th to the 1st.
Yeah.
And a lot of it I did walk, but I was also walking around with like $30,000 of gear. So you only want to walk around so much with that, and it's heavy as all get out. I'm like carrying 50 pounds of gear with me. I took apart mic stands that shoved into backpacks. I'm talking
my God.
Like brought a studio with me.
Wow.
It was fun. I did the same thing in Mexico City and New York. And
damn.
Mexico City one was so much fun. But anyway, the public transportation was amazing, efficient, easy to make sense of, brought you everywhere. You can't really go a quarter mile in any direction without hitting another train stop to go into. Even though it's in a different language, very easy to make sense of. They're all interconnected. It's like a whole world down underneath Paris. They're way cleaner.
Down under
Paris. Down under Paris. Great train system. I love the train system.
It's great.
Yeah. It was a kangaroo on the tracks, actually. I love they had the protection, the plastic wall so people can't push you on the tracks. That's like kind of smart thing to do.
Basic thing.
I know.
And it would save so many lives.
When I go to the train now, I'm like, I stand in the middle, like near like an I-beam, and I hold it. I'm like, no one's pushing me on the train
It's
today.
just another sense in which America is so needlessly violent. And we just like create like the perfect environment for
craziness.
violence.
I know.
And it's like, and then we're like, how did that happen? What's that about?
I know. And the way people are behaving on the train now, the smoking of blunts and cigarettes and joints. Listen, I love a blunt as much as the next person. You don't do it in a public place.
In a
with confined public place with old people and kids and toddlers, people who are struggling to go to work. Like, you don't do that.
If you want to bend your
brain, walk down
brain,
the street and go do it then.
Bend your brain elsewhere.
Yeah, bend your brain elsewhere. Smoking and drinking, leaving garbage everywhere. I have no problem with any of those substances. Not in that time and place. Under those conditions, it's so inconsiderate. It's rude. Would you do that if your grandma or your daughter was there?
Like listening to a punk band in a church.
Yeah. Well, that sounds fun, actually. I would love that. Love to see the Sex Pistols in the church. It's just, they don't have that. They have I think it's the American mentality has caused the problem. Yeah. Of like
we're so
everyone
free
for themselves.
That everything is stupid.
Yep. And everyone for yourself. Yeah. And having that social accountability like they do in Japan and in Paris, where like collectively people will like hound you and actually come after you and almost treat you as if you're their kid and they're their parent. Like, what are you doing? You can't do that. They'll collectively stick up for you on the train. If someone's trying to grope you or rob you, the people will come to your help. Whereas here, they'll like get away or try to film.
In Japan, they literally had cars that were only for women.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but I believe it.
Yeah.
Smart. I know people don't want to let go of that, autonomy. But it's not about you when you're in a social space. Now it's no longer about you. It's about the collective.
Right.
And it's better for everyone, and everyone feels more at peace. It's cleaner. It's quieter. You're not as scared. People are nicer about things. Old people come on the train. People give them a seat. Mm-hmm. All that stuff is nice. And guess what? You can have your own freedom when you're in the private spaces. Yeah. Your own house, your friend's house, places that are legally private. That's where you can do whatever you want, and that's fine. But when you're on a bus, a train, an airplane, on the street, just be nice and be conscientious of your space and what you're doing. If you smoke, move the joint or the cigarette away from someone you're walking past. Like just little things. Yeah. I don't know where everyone's parents have been. Who raised these people? I don't understand. I've seen some crazy stuff on the train, like open drug market on the train. Yeah, open drug market.
If you're on the red line,
coming down here to 35th when I come home.
Every time that you're on there, you're gonna see some shit. Every time
you're gonna see,
and it's gonna be shit you've never seen before.
Never. Wild stuff, dangerous stuff. It's sad.
It's really
sad. And knowing that we could have a better public transportation system and we don't is what's really sad. Going to cities that literally don't even have as much of a GDP as us. Yeah. As this country, as the Midwest, as Chicago. Chicago's a massive city. To know that the resources are there as far as taxes and investment and just not happening.
It's just not being
a bunch of stupid reasons. I mean, it's, a big auto lobbyist back in the day made sure that happened in America and cut the train tracks. Right underneath us, which is
right before
sad.
We could get going. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They need to fix that soon.
The way things are going, I bet they will.
Yeah. I know. If we had bullet trains, imagine if you can go to New York City in like 3 hours, 4 hours. How cool would that be?
On the platform, waiting for our bullet train when we were in, and there was like you got the track for like the train that's coming up to the station and the one for the train that's just zipping through. Mm-hmm. Train zipped through at like full speed.
200 miles an hour.
I almost fell over. It was and it was just gone.
And they're on magnets, right? So they're not even making sound on the tracks, right?
Not all of them. There is a mag lift which will take you to the airport.
That's
right. And that thing flies. Yeah. And you are like, the track is like all the way around.
Yeah. And you probably feel nothing, right? There's
nothing.
No vibration.
It's insane.
It's not touching anything.
It's really insane.
It's the coolest thing ever. That's what we should have everywhere. But then the problem is like, what happens if the track breaks down? What if someone goes in front of it? What if someone does something shady and lays something across it? Yeah. Like, at that speed, there's no stopping.
Right. And so it's kind of like maybe we have fucked up in other places and maybe everything's kind of connected.
We need to have the maglev trains everywhere. That's so cool. To get, like, if my job to go down to Bloomington, they were talking about a high-speed track the entire time. They're never going to do it because it's an Amtrak one. Oh, yeah. But they don't own the tracks. They rent them out from the bigger, train industry. And
Big train.
They'd have to, make a new track, retrofit it, whatever. But they were talking about it for years, making a train that goes like, not even that fast, but like 115 miles an hour. Mm-hmm. So you get there from Chicago in like an hour and 15 minutes instead of like 2 hours and 15 minutes, which is still a big deal to shave an hour off. But they're never going to do it. The train, I stopped taking the train down there because it was horrible. It would show up late 100% of the time, 99% of the time, or not at all, or whatever. Or you're finally on it, you're cruising, and they got to stop, reverse, and let someone else through because they don't own the tracks. So they have to yield to every single train.
Anything else that's coming along?
Anything else that they yield to it.
Wow.
I'm like, this is a terrible design.
Yeah, in Tokyo, I think it was every 2 minutes. Oh my God. Train was every 2 minutes. And if Google Maps works in Japan, which is great, does not work in China. But you're in Japan, you're going around. If you get onto a train and it knows where you're going, it will tell you which car of the train to be in so that your exit is as efficient as possible.
Wow, that's so cool.
It's frustrating because it means Google Maps can do that.
It just doesn't do it
here. It just doesn't do it here because we're stupid.
Doesn't do anything right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Google Maps almost made me get lost coming to here.
Well, that's on you. You've been here. This is your third time.
If I had done what it wanted me to do, I wouldn't be here right
That's
now.
the problem with your generation. Too much trust in Google Maps.
Well, no, I didn't trust it. That's why I'm here.
And that's why you're here.
Yeah.
So you've been to a few places in China then.
Yeah, a few places. Yeah.
How many times have you been there?
This is our second time I've been there.
Second time.
Yeah.
Okay. What
see some cool stuff.
What other parts of Asia have you been to?
Just Japan and China.
Japan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, I want to go to Japan so bad. I have the opportunity to go to China, kind of. I know someone in Beijing, a musician that studied at University of Chicago, and they're back there now after graduate school and kind of offering.
If you have the ability to go, dude,
I want to try to have it be paid for by like my school. Like I go,
that's even better.
Like do guest speaking
something
there,
over there, yeah.
And then I want to have like record bands there and have the school pay for it. So like the school and video. So the school that does video and film can have video they can edit, and then my part that I'm a part of, creative technologies, that does audio. They can have the students can practice with that.
That sounds amazing.
That's what I did with Mexico and Paris. I let the students practice with the tracks.
Yeah,
and they loved it because they couldn't believe I was in a different country doing that. So that's kind of fun, and it gives them learning how to mix with music that's in a different language. It makes you really good at it because you can't trust the normal language to know how loud a vocal should be.
Interesting.
Like if you're singing in English,
that.
it's something I've never heard people talk about, but I kind of figured out. If you're singing in English in your band, Bomethius, and you're singing and guitar and bass, drums, and there's a part of your sentence or your phrase that kind of gets quiet. If you know the language, say you're singing like, oh, I went to Paris and their trains were great. And then the guitar's playing, the drums hit, and it's like, I went to Paris and the trains are great. The human brain, if you know the language, might fill in like,
blanks.
Well, they were just talking about traveling. You're not saying this out loud. Subconsciously, you figure it out.
Right.
It probably said train. If it's a different language, it dips below a certain threshold of being masked.
I have no idea what's
You don't know what they're saying, so you have to get really creative with that. But now the people who do know the language, if they ever hear that version, they might think it's too loud because you turned it up for your non-language understanding ears.
Yeah.
So it's a really cool way to learn how to mix in different languages and be aware of sounds, not just language or words, but actual sounds that the human body develops.
And also performance. Because so many performances, good performances will have the dynamics in the performance. You don't have to compress everything.
Yeah, well, a good singer does that. Not every singer's that great, unfortunately. Right. Some singers need to practice a little bit more with their microphone distance and how loud they get. Some singers are in their own head. Yeah. And so they are like, well, I don't want to be loud, therefore I won't sing loud. And that's a nightmare for someone recording, as you probably learned, especially if it's live, because now all the bleed is louder than the vocal that's in front of it. That's catastrophic. So I always tell singers, like, it's okay to be loud. You can never be too loud. As long as I turn down my gain and you're not clipping my preamp, you're never too loud because I always just turn you down.
Right.
I would rather have complete control than no control.
Right.
And you're now too quiet, and if I turn you up, I'm turning up the cymbals behind you, the snare behind you, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a fun thing to do, but I'm going to try to set that up and try to maybe have the school pay for it and go there. And I've always wanted to.
The food, it's so good, and it costs nothing.
How quiet you got. I could tell you're like truly sad.
Well, I'm trying to perform with dynamics. No, dude, it's so good. It's so good, and it costs nothing. Like after you convert, like every breakfast every morning was like $3. And it was so much. It was
So
so
what
good.
would be like their, like if you went there with $100, what would that be kind of like valued at there?
That'd be like going to a Burlington coat factory with $250. They treat you like a king.
So it's like 2.5, 3 times the amount of money. Spending
I don't
power?
even. I think it's. Is it 7
7?
or something? I can't remember what it is.
It's a good amount.
It's a good amount.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mexico was like that, and then some, maybe, because when I would go there, I'd every night I'd get like 8 al pastor tacos.
Nice. Dude, but the other
And like 3 modelos, and it would be like $6. I'm like,
That's amazing.
amazing.
Oh, it's like the also taxis cost nothing.
Yeah.
We
just
could
dollars.
go across Shanghai, which is a huge city,
Mm-hmm.
for
One of the biggest in the world.
for less than $4 or $5.
Mm-hmm. Same
Like-
deal in Mexico City, one of the biggest cities in the
Unbelievable.
world. $3, $4 Ubers, like far, like 30,
Yeah.
40 minutes. It's like
Yes.
$3.
Unbelievable.
Feel bad. I was tipping too much all the time.
Yeah.
Because I was tipping based on like American standards.
Right.
And they would be like, stop it. You're giving them like a whole week's worth. I'm like, what? This came with
But
a couple
also,
dollars.
to me, though, there's a certain amount of like, yeah, because people would give a shit for like, oh, you didn't even haggle for that. It's like, dude, it means nothing to me. It means so much to them.
Yeah, it's a few
Why
bucks.
not? Like, it.
It's not a big deal.
I feel like it's actually. I would have a problem with wanting to nickel and dime it
Yeah. In
to
those
make
places,
sure that, like, relative to how you guys calculate stuff, that you're only getting what you deserve.
Yeah, no, it's actually, I think it's around the same price. I think it's about 7. You said 7 times. I think it's the same. It was the same thing in Mexico.
Okay.
About your spending power is like 7 times. So if you went there with $100, you now have $700
Yeah.
relative to like spending.
Sure.
And which is, I felt the first time in my life, I felt like rich
Yeah.
for a week. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm rich. I could,
But then you go back to
buy
America
stuff.
and you just feel poor.
I was so depressed coming
it's
back.
like-
I was like, oh, I went to
It's
get al
such a
pastor tacos,
weird-
like $15.
Yeah, and they're
for
not as
3.
good.
And you're like, what? There's 60 cents, 80 cents. Everything was under
Yeah,
$1.
everything. Yeah, when they come, you see the
Everything.
bank statement, you're like, nothing costs anything, and then
No.
yeah,
Go to Mexico or China with, you only need a few $100s for a whole week and you'll get by. Like
yeah.
living like a king.
After you pay for the airfare,
Yeah, the airfare, well, to China's probably a lot.
Yeah.
To Mexico wasn't bad.
it's
$400
also just
bucks.
miserable to be in the air that long.
Yeah, how long was that? Like 15 hours?
17, 18.
17? The entire way? You didn't stop anywhere? It was just
We went to. You can't go direct from Chicago to. You got to do something on the West Coast, Seattle, San Francisco.
But they
LA.
can go direct.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm assuming sometimes stop maybe in like Japan or South Korea?
Maybe
Because they tend to go over the
we
Arctic,
typically
right?
go over.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go along the coast, so you're always kind of near
Near
land.
land in case something happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then ours actually just went straight across, which I was like,
Yeah, going straight. That's
I really didn't like that.
going to Paris twice. That what you kind of follow the coast. It's also following the actual proper shortest distance because
Yeah.
we're on a globe.
Right.
But there is that bit where you're just in the North Atlantic and there's like nothing.
I don't
and I
like
love
it.
looking at that screen.
No, I can't
that
be
shows
looking at
you
that.
39,000 feet,
Cannot be
627
looking at
miles an
that.
hour. That's the only thing
No.
that stresses me out.
So that does stress you out.
But in the sense that like I can't believe I'm doing this. I can't believe like humans can do this.
Yeah,
Like I'm in a pressurized tube
Tube.
that's not even at the actual pressure of one atmospheric pressure. It's a little bit off. So that's why things feel weird. I could urinate into this little thing going 627 miles an hour,
That'll be the loudest toilet you've ever flushed.
39,000 feet. People are just hanging out and we're just cruising. Like, this is crazy. Like, that just makes me feel like this is insane.
The unreality of it really strikes me when someone near me stands up to walk down the hallway to go to the bathroom. Where I'm like, you're not even walking on the floor.
No.
You think this is the floor,
Yeah.
and it's not.
I know. It is, that's what trips me out. It's not the, like, because at the end of the day, it's like if we go down and I'm dying so fast, it doesn't even matter. It's way faster than a car crash. Why can't you be sit there like choking on my blood because something went through me and I'm just sitting there on Earth, so close to a hospital, just dying. Where it's up there, it's like, hey, whatever happens,
God.
happens.
Whatever.
It's just the absurdity that we could do this as humans, and then we paid all this money to do it, and they made me take my shoes off, and they're checking everything,
God.
and we could drink alcohol up here. Like, that makes it kind of wacky, but I enjoy the fact that we came up with this technology. We could do it. It's so cool.
I don't think I enjoy it.
You don't enjoy flying?
I think I hate it.
Yeah. It's not for everyone. I could see why people hate it. Don't worry, my heart rate goes up when we take off. I'm like, well,
here we go.
Here we go.
The ride has begun.
It's out of my hands. I'm like, I can't control this, so what can I do?
I feel like every single time I sit in the chair, I buckle up the thing, and then I just stare ahead blankly, and then I make peace with dying.
Mm-hmm.
Every time.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I've made enough peace with it, I don't know. I put on a record and move on.
Do you do music or watch stuff? Read?
It goes between music and audiobooks.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to all of, or most of, The Fellowship of the Ring.
Okay.
And then got into the Two Towers on the flight there. Finished the whole series by the time we got back.
That's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've made it pretty easy these days. Between what you can download onto your phone now off Spotify or YouTube or Hulu, Disney Plus, Netflix, you download everything.
Yeah.
So you don't even need internet.
Right.
Which is pretty awesome. And then
it's
the stuff
almost
they
like
have...
they're letting us own things.
Yeah, can't own any of it. They just let you think you do. And then the stuff they have available on the screen, especially international flights, like all the movies and stuff, they've gotten much better.
Dude, but the fucking I have AirPods now. I don't have like a
you
wire.
gotta get good headphones. Get some Sennheiser HD 280s. As someone who produces his own music, you should get some.
I know, but I don't want to travel with them.
Why? They're part of they're way better than AirPods on an airplane. You block out way more sound than noise canceling. Because those have 35 decibels, give or take, of attenuation, whereas the noise canceling doesn't. And then having it go around your ear blocks a lot more of the stuff going into the actual ear.
Yeah.
And then people really leave you alone when you wear those because you look so occupied and in your own world that no one bothers you. AirPods have become ubiquitous with like, oh, let's just bother that person because everyone has them, so everyone talks to each other.
Okay.
And you can just take it out. The big ones, you could see someone's talking and you just ignore them. It's like, I got big headphones on with a cable that's coiling around. Like, leave me alone. And people leave you alone because you kind of look like a weird special nerd that's got on big headphones in a public space where no one else does.
Way.
Yeah, Comic-Con, sure, Comic-Con's that, C2E2's that way. No, they're way better for getting people publicly to leave you alone.
Yes. I used to...
You block out more sound,
I used to have
and
the
they sound
Bose,
better.
the Quiet Comfort. That's what I recorded my first EP with. And I did love it. I just... they're old. The pads are broken, like it's over. And I just haven't replaced them. And the way that we travel is so minimalist. Like one backpack. Like that's literally what we do. So I don't have room.
I feel you.
For a big bulky pair of headphones.
Yeah, I get that. It does make sense if you're doing the small thing. And it's one less thing that costs money to worry about.
Yeah,
being stolen
I don't have
or
to worry
taken.
about it getting stolen or taken or breaking it because it's snuffed into like a really small space. But the little earbuds that they pass out on the plane, so you can,
those are depressing.
Those
are terrible.
Whoever it is that's mixing all the worst rooms in Chicago made those.
They're terrible, and you hear everything else. They're not blocking the ear at all.
Oh my god!
Yeah, the big ones you put them over. See, every time I travel, it's with gear.
Gotcha.
So I already have it with me, and I need it anyway to test stuff on my Zoom to make sure it sounds good.
Yeah.
So it's a part of it anyway.
I got you.
And it works so well. No one bothers you when you have those on. They're
that.
just looking at you like, who's this guy?
I will say, like, falling asleep when I did have the big ones on, that was hard. And airplanes are hard anyway for me.
I can't sleep on
I'm
airplanes.
Tall,
yeah, what are you, 6'3"?
Six even.
6'10"? What are you, 7 feet?
180.
180 millimeters. So you're about this tall.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I get it. It's but the content they have on airplanes now has gotten better.
There's a lot of stuff on there.
I watched the entire last season of White Lotus. Not that I really cared, but I was like, oh, I'll watch this.
There it is.
It got me through the whole flight. It took up like the entire time. I was like, oh, that worked. That was a great way to just get through 8 hours in the air.
I also don't like consuming the media on their dumb screen because anytime there's an announcement or something, they pause it. I don't know.
Yeah, I double down. I have it on here. And then if I know we're going to be in the air, we have like a 6-hour gap before that stuff comes up.
Know we're good.
I'll go to that one, let the phone take a break from the battery. Or like that tiny screen.
The food has gotten worse on airplanes.
I haven't eaten that much on airplanes because I haven't done a lot of like far distances, you know?
Yeah.
It's been always like 2 hours, Florida, New York, very short.
Okay. You're getting a cookie.
The Paris one, the first time was okay on United Airlines.
Yeah, we
but
also
where
did
it was
United.
really good, and I recommend people do this, is take the airline that is from that country from here. And I did France Air from O'Hare, which was great. The way they're even dressed, everyone's already dressed like they're French. It's French. As soon as you go up to scan everything, they already got the French accent, pretty much speaking French to you.
Right.
And then you're on the tarmac sitting there, and they're blasting Daft Punk,
Nice.
a band from France, and then Polo and Pan, another band from France. So it's like the coolest music ever. I was having a ball. And then the food was way better. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
The French food was better.
That. Yeah.
It was better. The bread they gave you, all this cute stuff. It was fresher. It was better. It tasted better. More alcohol choices, different alcohol choices, more acceptance of just giving you a lot of alcohol. All that, very French. I loved it. I was like, we're just missing cigarettes.
That
we're
is
just
really,
missing that.
yeah. Well, I'm not.
Imagine if they did that, though. They're like, you can also smoke on here, just like in France.
We do whatever we want.
We do whatever we want. So I think, if you're flying to a place that's known for food, maybe their airline might be better.
I've heard like Turkish airline.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good
I could see that
time.
being good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the American ones, well, we'd love to not let anything be good unless you pay a lot of money for it. And then we'll treat you like a king. But until then, we'll give you the bare minimum that's legally allowed by every,
the
rule there
FDA
is,
and all that. Yeah. Oh, it's
Yeah,
disgusting. We live in a bad place.
We do.
And there's no reason it has to be as bad as it is.
No, we have so much money. There's so much money in this country. For it to be this way it's very sad.
Yeah.
And to see it happen right before your eyes. But we should end on a positive note because, we've been talking for a while.
Did we talk for a while?
Over 2 hours, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Can you believe it?
Not really. It's kind of flown by.
Yeah. Let's maybe go over your album and like just talk about it more so people can hear about it, promote it.
Yeah.
I know we talked about June 7th, a Sunday.
June 7th.
But any other details or any events, shows? This will be out next Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
So anything you want to promote from middle of May onward, feel free to.
I wish I had something to promote. We're trying to figure out when the best time is to do the release. So the label Oakley Avenue Records is pressing the record on blue vinyl, which is very exciting.
That's cool. Congrats. Have you done vinyl yet?
We did vinyl with them for the 7th record.
Okay.
Yeah. Borrowed Time. So we've had one on vinyl, which was
that's cool.
Just crazy. And to like have it on shelves in stores in Chicago and like have
that's cool.
Get like pictures and social media posts from people be like, I found this in a record store. That's wild. But this is the first one that's like on a colored vinyl, like blue.
Very cool.
So that's exciting.
Have you put any at Bridgeport Records down the street from here on
No.
Halstead? The guy who runs is a really cool guy. You should, Jerry. I think his name is Jerry.
Okay.
But he's really great about local stuff. Every time I go in there, I see local everything. Like that DIY Chicago posters in there.
Oh,
Tons
wow.
of artists that I know, like their artworks being sold around.
Oh,
I see
okay.
a lot of local bands that you and I will know.
That's good
there
to
are
know.
vinyls there.
So yeah, it's hard to like navigate because some places are snobby and they're like
he's cool
we don't
about
want
it,
but some places are
and,
cool.
Doesn't do consignment. He's really good. Like if you just bring it in, if it sells, you get your money. He gets his, and like he'll just keep doing it if it works.
Yeah.
And won't buy like a bunch. He'll just do like a small at a time.
Yeah.
And it's really cool about it. Good at supporting local art and music. So
Nice.
It's like on Halstead and 32nd Street.
What's it called again?
Bridgeport Records.
Bridgeport Records. Yeah.
If you went down 33rd straight to Halstead, which is 3 blocks that way, and just went up 100 feet, it's right there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll keep that in mind. Just bring a couple by. We've almost sold all the records that we pressed 100. I think we have 18 left.
Wow.
So that feels pretty good.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So, and its money is back, probably.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's nice.
It's expensive, vinyl these
It
days.
is. Yeah.
I wanted to do with our band, but we just don't perform or try at all to the point where it's like,
This doesn't really justify.
so I give away 30 to people I know.
Yeah.
There goes that. And then like 10 when people buy it. And then we're just sitting with 60 records for like 5 years, selling one a year to a band that comes in that is kind of curious about what I do and like maybe has $20 on them. And then I feel bad about it, so I just give it to them. Like, I don't need to live that life. I already know. I can already see the future. I can already see what's going to happen. It's not hard to figure
It is the nice
out.
thing about the music industry is like, yeah, there's a lot of early deaths and sadness. Maybe we should do this differently.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, maybe next year we'll save up some money and get it. I don't know. We'd have to like want to play more and try that. Just a little bit more effort to push them. Otherwise, it's like, well, we bought it all now and we just have a ton of records.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think so that it feels good to be on vinyl and to have sold vinyl. Like that feels
awesome.
That feels really nice.
Very cool.
So I'm excited for us to do this with the next one. I also just think the next record, Tropopause, is just, it's my most concise statement. It's only a 27 minute record. It's really short, 10 songs.
Oh, they're really short, 2.5 minutes each.
Every single one is short, which you appreciated.
I loved that, yeah.
When we were tracking them here.
That's great.
But it's to the point. It has a self-contained message that I think is also still in conversation with the records that came before it, and that'll just always kind of be part of my work and what I do. And sonically, I think it's pushing new boundaries for things that, like, there's not really a single genre to the stuff that I make.
I noticed that from hearing, well, just how you played when you first came here last summer with Adelia, and then the show we did. And then I've listened to your music in general and then seen some other videos. And then this last week, I'm like, oh, yeah, you kind of go a lot of places, which I appreciate. You know, you're not locked into just one thing. You're not locked down by anything. You seem like you'll try or do anything with music, which is awesome.
Yeah. So this one is definitely pushing some of that stuff where it's like, yeah, do we have an intimate song that is just me in front of a microphone and that's all that it is? Sure. Do we have stuff that's like super produced and like very loud and very fun? Yeah, we got that too. And it feels good to like have made something that we've trimmed all the fat and we're getting right to the meat of what we're talking about. And it's fun. And yeah, I think the fun part with this record is my favorite.
Not enough musicians say that. They're almost like the opposite of fun to them. There's like, I just can't wait to get this out. Like resenting the whole situation.
I mean, I appreciate that though, because it's like when you get through the process, you've heard it so many times. You're not even sure if it sounds, you're ear dead to it. You're not even sure if it sounds good. And there is kind of this dread of like, I've spent so much time on this. I don't know if anyone cares. And if I'm going to go spend the time necessary to market it, I might find out no one cares. And that would be really demoralizing. So then you just kind of shoot yourself in the foot and just be sad about doing it and sort of half-ass it. I do think, like, because I tried to start making more content about the record and like rolling it out. It's just so hard to keep the energy up to do that though. And I read this book that I love. It's called 4,000 Weeks by Oliver Burkeman, Time Management for Mortals. And you'd think it's all about like how to squeeze every possible second out of everything that you do and like all this stuff. It's not. It's actually about how, on average, the average human lifespan is 4,000 weeks.
80 years.
An insultingly little amount of time. And you can either be miserable and believe that you can sort of micromanage and schedule every single thing and optimize everything about how you approach work and life and everything else, but you're just going to be miserable the more you engage in that. It's kind of a Ouroboros kind of thing.
Eating yourself,
Yeah. Where, an example from the book is like the better you get at answering emails, the more emails you'll have to answer. Good job.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
And I feel like the point of the book was like, we've lost the capacity to allow things to take the time that they take. And we're just not intentional about how we approach stuff. And it's almost like we're encouraged to not be intentional about allowing things to take time. We've lost hobbies.
Yeah.
We've lost being bad at things.
Yeah, working through the process, being comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's part of life. It's what makes it actually fun. When you do get good at it or the album does come out, it feels so nice. And it might not last long, but that's okay. Move on to the next thing. Keep moving forward.
And I think to kind of wrap things back to like, I was putting out a record a year. there's very much a sense of like my own mortality and like I've got to get this out or I'm going to lose it, you know. But with this record, it is the most amount of time I've taken with a record to date, and it's also my shortest record. And I've really reveled in spending the time necessary to make it good. I think the other pretty serious difference, you're asking about the recording. Yeah, most of it is I'm doing that. Drums, we go somewhere. But I've also mostly been mixing everything myself. And that is, you hear it. We also hear it get better.
It's dangerous when it's your own music that you played on and wrote the lyrics and are doing the production and like all the ideas and the techniques. You have to be really good at parsing yourself and separating your brain from all of those things.
Absolutely. This is the first record I didn't mix myself.
Okay.
So I have a friend, his name is Ryan Morris. He goes by Rymo, or he's in a band on the label called Team Yoko, which I think is that's nice. But he's just like the best. Like his job, he basically like runs a YouTube channel called Sage Audio where he teaches mixing and mastering and stuff like that. So he has all these crazy awesome toys just for work that I come over and we mix stuff together and get to use all the toys that I don't have, and I have no reason to have these things. So the record also just sounds the best of anything I've ever put out.
That's great.
And it's really because I've gotten to work with Ryan I've found the right people who, that's the other thing, like, do you trust the people that you're working with? And I finally have a group of people around me where I trust who I'm working with. Ryan, the label, and then Rick Riggs over at Handwritten Recording, which is across the street from Shuba's.
Okay.
That place is like a gem.
Yeah.
In Chicago. Yeah. Super reasonable recording rates, and an engineer and owner who really cares about what you're doing. And I feel like it's really important for me to find people who push back, but also they know what they're talking about a little, kind of thing. And so, I mean, the last 3 songs on Tropopause were recorded at Handwritten, and he pushed back on almost every single one of them in a way that it pushed the song into what it needed to be.
Right.
And it was just, that's such a great.
It's exactly what you needed.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I feel like this record's sort of indicative of me healing as a person. Like I feel like it's, especially compared to previous releases, like I think it's a pretty noticeable difference. One of my friends who wrote some copy for the record, because we've been putting together like press release stuff and all that, he was like, this is your happiest record, but also you say fuck on this record more than any other.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, man.
I cannot wait to listen to it. Maybe send me the WAV file so I can listen to it uncompressed.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I always appreciate that. I have a fun collection of WAV files on my phone, so I don't have to stream it. I'll stream stuff too, but if I can have, when it comes out, if I could have like the WAV files, so I could just listen to it uncompressed. I love that.
I already sent you the WAV files.
All of them?
I texted them to you.
Oh, I didn't know you sent all of them.
I emailed them to you through Samply.
I see.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was like finished because it didn't come out yet.
The whole thing is
okay,
done.
well, never mind.
Yeah. So you can listen to it.
I'm going to listen to it today.
I wanted you to listen to it.
I'm going to listen to the whole thing today.
Nice.
All right. Cool. Good to know. I was like, a lot of things get sent. I'm like, is this like a demo? I never know.
Oh, I got you. Yeah,
because a lot of people send demos before something comes out,
The reason because it's been done for over a month now.
Oh, okay.
Like finished. But I didn't want to release the record until we had the vinyl. So that's the reason.
I see.
We could totally have it released tomorrow.
Okay.
But we don't have the vinyl yet.
Okay, so you're waiting for that.
It should come in this month.
Okay, cool. So you'll have records done. It's already ready to go on streaming, just not public yet. And then the vinyl comes out. So yeah, everyone listening, you can get vinyl. You have a website they can find it, or Instagram?
You can either go to Oakley Avenue Records. You'll be able to pre-order stuff from there as soon as we have it. And then also my website. I think last year we posted stuff on Bandcamp too, so people could buy it on vinyl through there if they wanted.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Bandcamp, Oakley Avenue website, your website.
Bomethius.com. Yeah.
Bomethius.com. That domain existed?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, I got
lucky.
it. Yeah.
That's cool.
And when I got it, it was worth no money. And now, like, you go in and look and like it's almost worth money now.
Really?
Yeah.
It's almost worth. It was worth no money, and now it's almost worth money. I don't know what the difference is between no money and almost money is, but
We're close.
we'll call it potential.
Yeah.
We'll call that potential.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's different places to find it. Awesome.
Yeah.
And
then
on streaming
obviously
servers.
the best place to buy a record is just come see me at a show.
Yeah, go see him at a show. Follow you on Instagram and social media so they can find out about your shows.
Yeah.
Come see you play. No shows lined up in the summer for anything?
Not yet. No, oh, well, that's not true, actually. We are playing Porch Fest.
I've heard of that. Is that by your mom's records, Porch Fest?
I don't know who's in charge of it, but it seems like neighborhoods are doing it.
Okay.
So, like, there's a Lakeview, and then there's a Roscoe Village or something. Anyway, we're playing the Lakeview Porch Fest, which is on the 30th or 31st of this month.
Of May.
Yeah.
A Saturday or a Sunday?
It's a Saturday.
I'll be camping up in the Michigan lands at that point.
Well done.
Yeah. I'll be there in spirit.
So we're playing there, and then we're going to have a release show sometime in June, but I just don't know when.
Same as us. We should just do it together. It's funny.
Wait, that could...
We should.
We
It
could
comes
talk
out.
about
They
this.
come out in the same week, and you said yours was your shortest one at 26 minutes. Ours is 26 minutes as our shortest one.
What?
Yeah, but ours is 8 tracks, so we hit 3 minutes a few.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're breaking some rules.
We got a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, have you guys already set your show?
We're trying to figure out one, trying to find one. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we could talk.
Yeah.
We could talk.
Let's talk. We'll figure it out.
All right.
We got 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Roughly.
Yeah, we got some time.
All right.
All right.
Well, thank you so much for doing this and for being here and for
Yeah,
being
man.
open and sharing your life. I think a lot of people gain some insight to musicians in general, but also people who come from different backgrounds, who change their life around, who try something new, who leave a part of their life behind,
Yeah.
who move around the country, who go around the world for people in their lives. And it's really nice. It's very inspirational. You're a phenomenal musician.
Thanks,
when
Ben.
I first heard your violin playing, I was like, okay. And I heard it again. I was like, okay. And then when I saw you sing and play guitar and not do what you did with violin, I was like, oh, you're just a great musician all around. You
That's
could do
really
all these
sweet.
different things. It's impressive.
I remember the sense of kind of tentative skepticism the first time that we met. Like I played on something, and you're like, huh. And I was like, okay, well, I guess it's going to take a lot to win this guy over. Second time I played, and you're like, all right. I remember you said somebody was like, you're the best violin player I've ever heard. He was kind of drunk. And you were like, you're like one of the better ones I've heard. There's somebody who's better. And I was like, fuck, what'd I do to this guy? Okay.
You can't let these musicians have a big head. Otherwise, you need a neck brace. Your head's going to fall
And then
over.
we leave last time, and you're like, okay, I'm starting to see it. I see what you're about.
Is that what you've picked up from me? No, you can't let these musicians think that they're great at something. You can't. You got to let them bounce out. Also,
That's good, because it's not like I've filled my life with self-loathing at all as a musician.
to be fair, I heard a lot of musicians, so I have to be fair with them. But you are very talented, very good, and you definitely worked hard the last 27 years at your craft. I could hear it.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to hear. Yeah.
Like, okay, it's okay. So, it's more the more classically trained, the more like they're playing the esoteric instruments.
Yeah.
The more I gotta not let them know.
No, and I think that's fair. I think that's a good.
There's a lot of ego in that world, as you're
There
aware
is,
of. Like
yeah.
way
Way
the
more than
sloppy
is
guitar punk rock players.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
They
Yeah.
can't even tune right. Whatever. But when you're sitting there and like, oh, we're gonna play a 442 today, I'm like, okay.
I was not being a bitch about.
No, you weren't. You were actually very good about
her.
all of it.
All right.
There are some classical musicians.
No,
who are
yeah, they'll be like 432 is actually preferable. It was the Nazis that made us tune to 442. Did you know that? You should really get educated.
I have 13 PhDs.
All of them honorary. I gave them to myself.
Oh, when people get an honorary doctorate and they call themselves doctor, I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
you're so
Stolen valor.
yeah, it's stolen valor
Yeah.
for real. Just don't even talk about it. Don't even talk about it.
It's one of those, it's like, don't even put that on the wall. Like, please put that somewhere no one can see it.
I'm Dr. So-and-so. It's like, what?
honorary doctor
Yeah.
so-and-so.
Yeah, I'm an honorary doctorate.
You
in,
should just
medical.
you should have to introduce the honorary portion.
You should.
And then anytime you address that person, you're like, oh, honorary Dr. Joe, could
It
you?
actually sounds like you're more important. Like you're talking like your honor, like a judge. Like, oh, this is honorable
Wait, hold
doctor.
on. When we were in Shanghai, we did go to this crazy, insane North Korean restaurant. These exist. They're like
What do they
satellite.
serve there? I'm looking for a joke, but I'm just not going to say
North Korean cuisine. And it's like good. It's like really good. It's actually insane.
What?
Dude,
All
we
right.
walked into this place. So there are like 200 of these worldwide, and they're only in countries that are in good terms with North
China
Korea.
and Russia.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
That's it.
Those are amongst
Just in
them.
2 countries.
And so the way that they function is like they have to send home at least 30% of revenue to the homeland. And so if they're not making money, they just close down, and that's the end. And it seems like it's only women who work there as like waitresses, and they train their whole lives for the opportunity to leave North Korea to go do this.
It's gotta be so trippy.
Dude, we'll go in there. You can't record, obviously. You can't do anything. All the waitresses are mic'd up and they're being monitored and recorded. There are cameras everywhere. You sit down. Halfway through taking our order, our waitress is like, hold on just a second. The lights go down. She runs up onto this like makeshift stage that I didn't even really know was there. And she throws on a Les Paul. Every other person that works there goes on stage. They're all multi-instrumentalists that play like, there's a drum set, there's
What?
electric bass, there's a keyboard.
They just start jamming?
Yeah, they do 15 minutes, 3 to 4 costume changes. At
In the
some
middle of
point.
food?
Yes, in the middle of food. People that already had their food were just like eating their food, and they'd like look up and be like, huh, and then they like go back to eating. We don't have our food.
Can't imagine what
We're
that's
watching
like.
this. All the songs are seamlessly just threaded in. Like you're just going from one to the next. One of the costume changes happened on stage. At some point, she had like a hula hoop on her head. They're passing instruments, so the saxophonist throws it over, picks up a violin, and they're crushing. Like they sound good.
So what you're telling me is the North Koreans are the most talented people in
Yes.
the world, and we don't even know about
We
it.
don't even
They
know
need to let
about
these people
it.
out, though.
And they won't let us
Show
know
us.
because we
Also,
can't
I
record it.
couldn't help, but I would definitely record that.
You can't. They would kick you out
I'd get kicked out then.
immediately.
I'd get kicked out. Thank you. As I'm filming, I can't wait to show my friends this. No one's gonna believe
And
me.
then the food, like, then they finish, they bow, they like, whatever,
Oh my
curtain
goodness.
calls. She comes back, she's like, all right, what would you like?
It's a great way to end.
Yeah,
Turns out North Korea has the best food in the world,
it was unbelievable.
and it ends.
Okay, but at the end of it, I was like, I bet she knows I bet she knows the Supreme Leader. She does know the Supreme Leader, which means we're only a few degrees of separation.
Wow.
From Kim Jong-un.
Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
Are you sure she just doesn't say that? They all say that?
No, I mean, I told Garrett, my brother-in-law, to ask because they couldn't speak English, and they were like, oh, we can't say that. That's the general. And he was like, do you know the general? And you're like, yes, we were blessed by the general.
You should have asked, did you ever see the movie The Interview with Seth Rogen and James Franco?
I don't think you're supposed to bring that up in there.
I definitely would have done that too. See, this is why you need to stay in America. Because
you're gonna get
I'd be like,
locked
wait,
up, man.
I'd be like filming.
You're gonna get
like,
locked up.
Did you ever see the movie The Interview?
I
heard it went really well over there. I heard Sony didn't get in any trouble for that.
So
one.
we're asking all these questions. So then she brings out all these wares and things, or she's trying to sell us like North Korean merch. And I was like, what are the cigarettes that the general smokes? And she picked up this golden pack that has a year on it that commemorates the year that they claim North Korea won the war. And these are the best cigarettes in North Korea. And I was like, I want those.
So like 1955 or something.
57, I think.
That was close enough.
Yeah, they won. Anyway, I don't smoke cigarettes anymore, but when I do, I smoke North Korean.
You hold on to them.
Yeah, I
when
have
you
'em.
do.
Yeah.
Nice. Keep them in a humidor. Just
I
a humidor
they're still
just for the
sealed.
cigarettes.
They're still sealed.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I would love to smoke a North Korean cigarette.
All right. Well, sometime.
We'll have one.
We'll
get
together.
ourselves some scotch.
And at that
Korean
point,
cigarette.
I better be the best violinist you've ever heard. Okay.
It's hard. I got a couple friends that are like,
Do they have North Korean cigarettes?
no,
Yeah.
they don't.
We're
They
done
don't.
here. We're done.
But you've met the Eastern European violinists, that came from Soviet worlds and
Yeah.
the pressure they were under when they played. They're really good.
They are really good. I've studied with them.
yeah, you know what I'm talking
They're really
about.
good.
They're Yeah, they're scary.
They are scary.
You're more friendly and more peaceful.
Yeah. Also, my kind of playing is a little more like Celtic influenced and loosey goosey.
I will say, for being classical, the experimental places you go is not. It's not something I see often.
Yeah.
So that brings you up some notches.
What it is that those people just haven't heard or appreciated Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
And I learned how to play the guitar by just listening to Jimi Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan all the time.
So that comes through in your violin.
Yeah.
The experimental part.
You got to have it in there.
Love experimental playing.
Because the violin, it already has effects pedals in it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need a pedal. You can make every sound you want.
That's what I'm saying. You play the violin.
Yeah.
You don't just bow it or pluck it. You physically make that thing, make every sound it can make based on its physical limitations.
You got to sing with it.
I like that.
Make it sing.
Very cool stuff.
All right, that's the end.
You heard it here. Bomethius, the best violinist on planet Earth.
In Chicago.
Everywhere he's the best except for in North Korea. There's someone better. There's somebody better.
They're really good. Yeah, they're really good. I can't play violin like that with a hula hoop on my head. That's never gonna happen.
Well, when it's life or death, you'll do you'll play anything.
You'll
perfectly.
find your limits. Yeah. You merely adopted the dog. I was born.
This video, because of what we're talking about, is gonna get negative views on YouTube. Like literally, you're gonna go down. Like, you have negative 13 views on your video. It's gonna get 13 more just to get back to 0 after what you said. Because I don't edit anything.
Good.
I'm against it. So
well, none of this is usable. So
none of it. The whole video.
Yeah, we gotta start over.
All right. Thank you so much, Jonathan, for being here.
Thank you, man.
It was great. Time
was
flew
really
by
fun.
fast. It was a lot of fun. Very interesting story.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you made it to Chicago and you're here.
Yeah, thanks, man.
And
It was
it's
nice
cool to see you thriving in this industry.
I hope we get to do more stuff together.
Yeah, maybe we'll play a show together.
Yeah.
I can't wait to listen to your record, all the wave files. I can't wait to get it on vinyl.
Yeah.
You said blue?
Blue.
In a
strong
few
color.
weeks, June 7th, so like 5 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Oakley Avenue Records. Check them out, everyone. Check out Bomethius, Instagram, YouTube, all the places.
All the places.
And yeah, thank you all for listening. And hopefully you made it, this far into it, like 2.5 hours in.
My God.
you.
Please don't hold me accountable for anything that I said. I didn't mean any of it. I recant.
So the North Koreans are not the best musicians ever. He didn't mean it.
No,
He
they're
said
really
they were.
good. No, they're really good.
All right, thank you all. Ciao.